What's up, everybody? Welcome to the VGU.TV GamerCast. This is your host, Joshua Mobley. My girlfriend's giving me that look. I can't do this when she's here. She gives me that look like you're such a fucking nerd as she sits there playing my PlayStation.
You're being derailed so quickly on this show. Usually it takes us at least 5 seconds. That was like 2.
Yeah. So, here with me this week, James Pungello.
Hello.
Allan Muir.
Hello.
And Chris Erb.
Hello.
It's been a long time since, Chris, you were on the show. A couple episodes. Yeah. Is this episode 50? Is that what this is?
It just might be. I don't know.
I think it is.
Numbers? Who needs those?
Fuck numbers.
Well, is this
hard.
Is this a special episode?
No.
Okay.
No, this is episode 49.
Damn.
I'm sorry. No. I'm sorry. Yes, this is episode 50 because I see episode 49 in our thing. So this is number 50.
I can't count that high.
It's okay. Our page can't either because there's a lot of missing numbers.
We're just rolling with it. We're rolling with it. But yeah. So this is our E3 special episode. We're basically just going to talk about the stuff we want to see at E3, the stuff we expect to see at E3. What we expect the big 2 this year to drop, and what they will show and stuff. But let's start with some things we know for a fact we're gonna see at E3. So Assassin's Creed 4, we know we'll see that.
Is anybody here other than Josh excited for that one? I'm just curious.
Not. I'm the only person on staff.
I'm vaguely interested in the fact that they're doing the Navy thing again, but big time. But that's just because I like Navy stuff.
It's also pirates.
Pirates.
Apparently they said they're going away from the modern story a little more in this one.
Well, they kind of wrapped up the modern story.
Yeah.
No, not really. I mean, they left it open, but they're going in a different direction. I don't know. I have faith in them. I mean, I haven't hated any of those games yet. I love them all, so we'll see. We will see what happens. I know for a fact we're also probably going to see some more Battlefield 4.
Oh yeah.
And maybe Dragon Age 3. Do you guys think we'll see that? Or at least a teaser trailer.
Maybe.
I have a feeling.
I
bet EA is going to have a lot of stuff to show.
Probably.
Ubisoft as well. Ubisoft will probably have another Watch Dogs demo.
Yeah, I just hope it's something new. Yeah, I don't want to. I mean, I love that demo, but I don't want to see it again.
I would love to see another story mission because, the first demo they did was a story mission, and then the second one they did was just a random side mission thing that you were just doing while walking around. But which is cool and all, because I like to see that kind of stuff. I love open world games and all that, but I do want to see another story mission with dialogue and all that, like the first demo we saw that just blew our freaking minds.
Yeah, I'm just curious to see how interactive the whole environment is, because I feel like with that kind of a game, they showed a lot of cool stuff, like you press the buttons on the cell phone and the street blocker things came up and the police car crashed. Those all that cool stuff, but is it how open is that? Is there a lot of stuff you can interact with, or is it basically just stuff you can interact with that directly flow into the story? In which case, it's just press X to interact everywhere you go.
No, I feel like some of those, will probably exist, but I feel because I know you can hack any camera in the game and look through it and stuff. It's kind of if anyone's ever played Sleeping Dogs, you can hack various cameras around the city and then watch them from your apartment, and if you see crimes going on, you can call the authorities, and you get experience points for doing it. You get police experience points.
Can you just sit there and watch if it's a really well executed crime? You'd be like, hey, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, do whatever you want. It's an open world game, so it's that game's actually really good. I don't like Grand Theft Auto, but I really like Sleeping Dogs. It just feels more grounded in reality, I guess, because you kill way too many people in Grand Theft Auto. At some point, you're like, this is just ridiculous now. You're like, I'm a mass murderer.
That's one of the reasons I haven't played one since Vice City, because that was ridiculous to begin with. So, the killing that many people,
Yeah. It's like every other mission in Grand Theft Auto. Here's like 10 people to kill. It's like, dude, you'd be on like the FBI's most wanted hit like list on this, right? And we're just like running drugs. Like, this is ridiculous. But yeah. Also, the story in Sleeping Dogs is a bit more compelling because it's like you're an undercover cop, but you're trying to make them think you're not a cop. So the main character's like trying to, wrestle between the two. It's I like it a lot. I recommend it. But yeah, Watch Dogs.
But Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs. They already announced the release date, right? Doesn't it come out in like October?
Was it a date or just a month?
I think it was a date. Didn't they give a date?
Let's
Pretty
see.
sure. Pretty sure they gave a date.
Yeah, November 19th in North America.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So that's obviously a launch title for the PS4 and Xbox.
Yeah, it says PS4 and Xbox One Q4 2013. It doesn't say a specific date.
Well, I would assume
but since it's November, you would
assume they're
that's the
coming
launch
out
title.
Q4.
Yeah.
Like October would be the earliest.
Well, that's what they both said later this year, right? PlayStation and Xbox at the reveals said later this year, so definitely not beginning of 2014.
And that's actually a good segue. Do you think we're gonna get a release date for these consoles? Because I think we are.
I think so.
I think they kind of have to at this point.
Yeah.
But then it's interesting, like which one's gonna come out first?
What if they came out on the same day?
Oh man, you know how crazy that would be?
That'd be ridiculous.
That'd be
Watch them both announce like Black Friday, both of them out.
Oh,
Everyone dies. Everyone dies.
That'd be the most ill-advised thing in the world.
If they did that,
GameStop's burning.
If they did
I'm
that,
okay
I
with
would
that.
just pre-order one on Amazon because there's no way
Ditto.
I'm going outside.
I was going to go do that anyway because
No
going
way.
to GameStop is a terrible
I'm crazy.
thing.
I don't
crazy.
think
I
they're
always
dumb
do the
enough
Black
to
Friday
do that,
stuff.
to be honest. Like, if they did that, it's just so detrimental.
Not on
Also,
Black
it takes
Friday. No, it's
attention
too much.
away from both consoles. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's
Exactly. That's exactly why they wouldn't do it. They want their own day.
Mm-hmm. And I have this sneaking suspicion that Sony will try and come out first. I have a feeling they'll try and come out in October. That's just my theory.
That's possible.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. Well, just with the fact that we know Assassin's Creed is coming out in October,
That too. Ooh, yeah, good point.
but it's at the end of October, something like that. And I know there's a PS4 version, but yeah, I don't know. It could be anything. I would say late October. Otherwise, like the Assassin's Creed PS4 edition is going to be out for like a month or more until the console comes out. Same with the Xbox.
Or they'll just delay the PS4 version releases until the consoles hit.
Yeah, maybe.
That's been done before,
wait.
I think.
I'm gonna wait. Like, also for Watch Dogs. Like, even though Watch Dogs will probably come out the console will probably be out by then. But I have a feeling like a lot of people are probably gonna buy the older versions because they're not gonna be early adopters.
Yeah,
but
I know. I'm waiting at least on the Xbox One until Halo. So no hurries.
I will be waiting a long, long time. You're gonna have to convince me pretty hard to buy one of those things. Because I have a lot of like
Mirror's Edge
privacy concerns with that console, and like I really can't think of any game at this point that would make me go, I have to buy this.
I still have a horrendous backlog on this generation. I mean, I bought
For real.
I bought a PS3 just to play system exclusives on it. The only system exclusive I bought on it, disc-wise, is 3D Dot Game Heroes, and it's been sitting around here somewhere since last summer. I think I've almost said it
here. The game was interesting, but I didn't really feel like I needed to go back. I played it for like a couple hours and was like, I'm done.
Yeah. I like the Zelda vibe, and I like making my own little dudes. So
yeah, there's tons of little custom characters to download. Yeah. It makes it really funny, but
did you play Uncharted at all?
No, not yet.
You should.
Uncharted. You
gotta do Uncharted, man.
They're so good. Oh, Infamous, dude. Okay, yeah.
I did get the PS3 Katamari.
All right.
I got my Wipeout HD. I like that. That's
if you're gonna play any two franchises on the PlayStation, you're gonna play Infamous and you're gonna play Uncharted. Alright.
He's laying down the law. He's telling you.
I'm telling you.
Like I said, exclusives.
You don't get to choose.
Maybe once I pick up GameFly again.
You should go. You know, I'm surprised they haven't made you know what? That might be something they announce at E3 because they've been making all those like saga packs for the PS3 franchises. Like they had the Ratchet and Clank saga, which was like all those games, and they had the God of War saga, which was like all 5 games except for Ascension.
No, I thought they made different ones.
They had
on
the Infamous one, which is Infamous 1 and 2, and then Festival of Blood, which I recommend Festival of Blood. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it's
there were 2 packs.
It's not canon. Also, it's like it's just like it's a little fun kind of Undead Nightmare-esque kind of thing, where it's like a side thing where they just had fun with it.
Yeah, there were 2 God of War packs. One was the
those games are freaking fantastic.
The PSP.
Plus, it'll set you up for what is that game called again? Second Son?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the that's the game that they're
Infamous Second Son. It'll set you up for that because that is still canon. It's in the universe, but not the same character.
No.
But no, friggin' great. James, did you ever play those? Because I
played the first Infamous. I played some of the second one. I never finished it though, but I do know the ending.
Yeah, you should finish it like nonetheless. It's still really good.
Oh, and there's the Metal Gear Legacy Collection, since I haven't played one.
Oh yeah, they're doing 2 of them, right? They're coming out with there's like part 1 and part 2 or whatever.
No, that's for Metal Gear Solid 5 is 2 parts. The Legacy Collection is all the old games, all of them, including 1 and VR missions, and I am all about VR missions.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
I don't think they're splitting that though.
I'm pretty sure it was called the Legacy Collection. They're splitting it too. Pretty sure they were. Pretty sure it's 2 different like releases, kind of like how Kingdom Hearts 1.5 HD is going to be, like, because they only have 1 and whatever that one was, Chains of whatever.
Dated for July.
What was that Game Boy Advance one called that they remade on the PS2? Kingdom Hearts.
It's one game.
Chain Memories.
Chain of Memories, yeah.
Chain of Memories. No, it's the Legacy Collection's it's one disc, or at least one game, one package. The split thing is going to be Metal Gear Solid 5 because
Are you serious?
What is it? Yes, I'm absolutely serious. I'm looking at this right now.
Why?
But they're doing Phantom Pain is the follow up to I can't remember the other one. The first one. Ground Zeroes. Yeah, Ground Zeroes, and it's 2 parts of the same stories. That's the one they're splitting.
Why can't they just make one game?
Because Fox Engine uses a lot of, I don't know, because Kojima's a wanker.
Kojima's so weird.
Because Kojima's a wanker.
The guy who's like, games aren't art, and then he like does all this weird shit all the time.
Mysteries!
Yeah.
And you can't build a mystery around 2 games without having 2 games, so.
I don't even think Kojima knows what the fuck's going on in Metal Gear anymore. I don't think anyone knows.
I know what's going on in Metal Gear anymore. He's trying to convince us that Raiden is cool, still.
Raiden is cool, though.
Yeah, he's cool in Revengeance, kinda.
I hated that game. Could not stand it. I played it for like 2 days, and I was like, I can't fuck this game.
I'm trying to think, but yeah, it's 1 through 4, Peace Walker, and VR missions. So, yeah, VR missions, baby. Giant Soldier. Best.
VR missions are cool.
Also includes 2 Ashley Wood digital graphic novels and a 100-page art book featuring series marketing art over the past 25 years.
Cool. I know something we won't be seeing at E3.
Nintendo?
Yes, you got it right. Boom! I was gonna say that.
Yeah, they're doing like something where they're like showing stuff off at Best Buy or some nonsense.
Well, they're doing Nintendo Direct, and then they're gonna have I think they're gonna have their demos that they're gonna have at E3. Because they're not doing a press conference, but they are.
Yeah. They will have a full presence.
Yeah, and I think all their demos are going to be like at select Best Buys, so like people outside of E3 can actually go and check them out.
Which is kind of a good idea, actually.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Whatever.
Except for the people who don't go to those select Best Buys.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can't help everyone. Come on.
They better have some sort of killer app for the Wii U, because otherwise everyone's gonna be like, "What?"
That makes
I know.
me
Seriously,
sad.
when I saw I saw that there was a trailer for the new Sonic game. I almost jumped out of my seat because like, oh my god, something to play. Because there's just nothing.
Yeah, there
to
hasn't
do
been
on
anything
that
like
machine.
Injustice came out. Well, Last of Us comes out in like 2 weeks.
Last of Us. That's PlayStation.
Oh, were you talking about Xbox?
No, we're talking about Wii U.
I'm talking about the
Oh,
Wii U.
I think
Yeah,
you're talking about.
they need something.
I
They
thought
need
you
No,
were
we're
talking
talking about
about
Nintendo.
games
I'm talking about.
I don't
I
think
yeah,
need
there's
to play
nothing
on the
on the Wii U.
Xbox. The Wii is the Wii U.
There's nothing on the Wii U till like Pikmin. That's in August.
they've got. They'd better have some up their sleeves because this is ridiculous, or at least a playable demo of Pikmin that might hold people over to the holidays.
You know how long I've been waiting for Pikmin since the Wii came out?
Yeah.
Jesus.
We just need something. Just need
What,
something.
you-
It's
you
too
like-
bad. Just sitting there, it's just collecting dust in my room, and it's like
It's
I
just
want to
like
play
the
the thing,
Wii.
but I don't want to play the 3 games I have. There's nothing. Like, there's really nothing there. It's like even the Wii has Wii Sports, and I can play bowling over and over again.
I feel sorry.
I can't do that with like Nintendo Land. I don't want to play any of the single player games in Nintendo Land.
I feel sorry for people that exclusively have a Wii U because they have nothing to play.
Well, that was their own damn fault.
Jeez, like doesn't even sympathize.
You made a choice. I don't feel bad. If someone was like, I guess like, I don't know, it would be a big string of events for me to feel bad for someone because they only had a Wii U because they still have a gaming console. It's not like they're dead, they're not dying. Oh my god, the worst thing in my life is I only have a Wii U. But yeah, they need some games for that thing. They seriously need some games. They need some like actual, like legitimate, like serious releases. They don't have any like significant releases. Like
No, they don't.
Since like outside of the launch month, did they have any?
I don't
even
think
know.
Nintendo really cares about you.
I don't think they do. I really don't. And
Whenever
that's fine if that's their thing. Is if they're not marketing it to me. If the 24-year-old male demographic is not what they want, that's fine. But it doesn't bode well for them when there's no games at all.
I think
They gotta bring in some kind of a demographic.
I think if like when Nintendo Direct starts, they should just play Michael Jackson's like They Don't Care About Us. It's just like a montage of all the games you don't want to play, and it's like all I want to say is that they don't really care about us. Like, they're in the fire. That'd be
I
hilarious.
love it when Josh sings on this show.
Okay, I found a list of stuff like to look for at E3. So, which also, James, we should talk about doing an article tomorrow about that. That'd probably be good.
Yes. We need to talk at the meeting because we have a lot of articles we got to write.
Is that today or
Figure out who's
tomorrow?
gonna write them. Well, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. We'll talk about it later.
Okay, yeah. So Metal Gear Solid 5, like we talked about, it says that it's only a PS3 and Xbox 360 game. Don't believe that, though. I have a feeling it's gonna be... I'm surprised they even said it's a PS3 game. They should have just came out and said, no, it's a next-gen game. Like, but at the same time, I don't know. Who's
could
really
see 'em.
gonna...
I could see them pushing the hardware.
Do you really think all the hardcore Metal Gear fans are like not gonna go buy a PS4 though? I don't see them like not doing that. You know what I mean? Because they're gonna want the best experience. Like when Metal Gear 4 came out, everybody went and got a PS3.
Yeah, but at the same time, why would they drop the Legacy Collection on PS3 if the next one was going to be PS3 as well?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Especially with the system not being backwards compatible, I would not be surprised if it is.
I think
just
they have a solution.
this gen.
I have a feeling that anything you've bought in disc form, you won't be able to play it. I mean, it's understandable. It's new hardware and it's a different architecture altogether.
Yeah, they've already said it's not going to be backwards compatible.
Yeah,
with
but
everything.
I have a feeling that all the games that you've bought digitally will work through like Gaikai.
they're unsure about that. They want to try and do that if they can, but they're not sure they can. I have my doubts.
That's one of my predictions at E3. They're gonna say like you'll be able to play all your digital games like through Gaikai. Although I have a feeling Gaikai will only be available for people that are PlayStation Plus users.
Yeah, and it kind of sucks anyway.
I have a feeling. Well, I love PlayStation Plus.
No, PlayStation Plus is good. Gaikai kind of sucks.
Oh. Yeah, Gaikai was okay.
Not that great.
We'll see. We don't really know how it runs yet. Like, they basically just told us what it does. They didn't, like, show a demo or anything. They'll probably show it at E3. They'll be like, hey, you want to see Gaikai in action? Or, you know, but I don't know why I imagined, like, the CEO of Gaikai coming on stage and, like, shuffling during that and going, you want to see Gaikai work? Like, but, we'll see. We will see. Next game, Final Fantasy, which we don't really know what it is. It's probably Final Fantasy 15.
Or Final Fantasy Versus 13, if that's ever.
I think that they rebranded that game. I think
they did, but whatever it was supposed to be.
I think, yeah, you know what's funny about that game is it got announced in 2006. I was in high school and it's not out yet.
Yeah.
It's been in development the entire lifetime of the PS3 and it's not out. We haven't heard anything for 3 years about it.
That's why you don't announce 8, 12, 11 games at once. You just don't do that. Yeah. Good job, Square.
Yeah, I think if they want your interest again, that they'll show a trailer and they'll say like coming this Final Fantasy 15. It's not Versus 13 anymore. Coming like this holiday or something. I have a feeling that entire game got scrapped and restarted, and it's not going to look the same.
I could have sworn it got turned into something else. They even said so.
I don't know.
But
God knows. Like, it's Square Enix. Those people are nuts. They're ridiculous. Anyway, you know that Xbox One's gonna have another freaking Call of Duty Ghosts demo, which I thought they were gonna have at the event. I thought we were gonna see gameplay, and then they were like, "We got a dog!" And then it was like a trailer. And
I want dog gameplay.
Yeah, I want to see how.
Give it to me.
Dog works.
I don't even like it's a dog.
I want dog gameplay.
Or play with the dog or whatever. You know, the dog that's obviously going to die by the game's end.
Yeah, and then you're gonna be like, "No!" And then remember, it's going to come back.
I told you, the dog's coming back.
It's a ghost dog.
It's going to be like, do you guys remember the end of Anchorman? It's going to be just like that.
Yeah.
The dog's going to save the day.
God, Anchorman is such a great movie.
Anchorman is
so awesome.
One of the best movies ever.
Or they might just leave it dead.
They might leave it dead, too.
Just to shock you, because dog in the refrigerator is the new woman in the refrigerator.
Dog in the refrigerator?
Woman in the refrigerator.
Like he said, it's the new woman in the refrigerator. You know,
but I don't even get that reference.
Woman in the refrigerator is like a comic book trope about how heroes always their girlfriends and mothers and whatnot get killed. Yeah. It's actually a Green Lantern thing. There was I forget which one. His girlfriend was
Kyle
killed.
Rayner.
Yeah, thrown in a fridge, and that's where the term came from.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not a comic book guy, so I don't really. I didn't recognize it. Okay.
Well, now you know.
Well, one of us watched the most.
Knowing is half the battle.
One of us watched the most recent tropes
Green
against
Lantern.
video games or whatever. So I learned some.
Smash Brothers, which we probably won't see at E3, but we'll probably see at the Nintendo Direct.
Yeah.
But to be honest, like, I don't really care anymore.
I do.
I'm
Nerf
sure
Meta Knight or take him out. Give me Mikey from Star Tropics. Done. Happy forever.
We'll see. I mean,
Wizard.
The thing is, though, like, after PlayStation All-Stars came out and I played that a lot, I actually, like, really fell in love with how that game actually works. And then a bunch of friends and I were like, you know, we haven't played in a while. We haven't played Smash Brothers Brawl. And we tried playing it again, and we don't like it that much anymore.
Melee was better than Brawl anyway.
Well, I agree. Melee was better than Brawl, but, like...
Tripping's bullshit.
Huh?
Tripping. The fact that you can trip when you're running around, just randomly.
I just don't... The game doesn't feel good to me for some reason. And I don't like the way the percentage thing works anymore. I like the way... I like in All-Stars the way you have to kill someone is with a special. Like, and it makes it a little more of an even playing field. I don't know. I know there's tons of people right now that are, like, gonna be tweeting at me like, you son of a bitch, how dare you, but whatever. I have a right to an opinion. Not to say I don't like Smash Brothers, I just don't like it as much now that I've played All Stars. But I want to see what they do. Most definitely. Batman Arkham Origins.
Oh.
I want to see some more. Do you think they're going to put that on PS4 and Xbox One? I have a feeling they will.
I doubt
They
it.
might. They might.
I don't know if they... I think they will. Why wouldn't they?
Because
Yeah, I
they're
kinda
already
like-
working on the Arkham game for next gen.
Oh, I'd rather see that. I think Arkham Origins is just like a cash-in at this point.
Yeah, but you know what?
Well, yeah.
It's another Batman Arkham game. Though, so
Yeah, I know. It's true, but it's like, they're like, oh man, the generation's about to end. Maybe we should kick out another Arkham Origins game. Or another Arkham game.
Another Arkham game, yeah. I know, and the fact that it's not Rocksteady is a little, But you know what? It looks cool. The big long trailer, cinematic cutscene trailer they had. Cool.
Conroy's working on the
He is working on the game.
the other one. I feel that the other one's gonna be awesome. Cause isn't
So
the
are
other
they
one...
making? Are they making? I don't know. They're keeping it under lock and key, but isn't like the other? Isn't like the rumor that the other one is like a continuation, and this was just kind of a
prequel?
cash in.
Yeah. I think so, but remember there was that rumor that it was like a Silver Age?
Yeah, there was that whole and then
So
it brought in
feel
the
like-
Justice League and everything.
Yeah, I feel like that's what it's gonna have, like Green Lantern and Superman and stuff in it, but they might not be, like, they'll just be part of the story. I think that would be really cool, you know? Like, do something different. Because you can only go so far, you know, now that we've had, you know, Arkham City or whatever, and you had that whole city to explore, now it's like if they just do another city, you know, it'll be like, well, I feel like I've done this before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's only so far you can go.
Yeah, I know. But I think if they did the next Batman game with, like, the Justice League and stuff, and they kind of maybe change the setting every so often, like there's multiple areas to go to, I think that could be really cool. Yes, no.
Yes, no, maybe so. I guess.
We'll see. I'm sure
Sorry, I got
whenever
distracted.
I'm sure whatever they show, everybody's gonna be like, Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2. I played Lords of Shadow 1. But
Why? Why? Konami, what are you doing?
I guess somebody didn't like it.
Jeez.
Oh that game.
Why didn't you like that game?
Ugh. Everything.
Are you going to be okay? I think he's dying.
Did you have an aneurysm? Christ.
Not yet, but if I keep thinking about it, I will.
Alright, whatever. Anyway.
Someone didn't like Mirror of Fate.
Mirror of Fate was supposed to be awful.
Yeah.
It
I thought
was.
the first one was good. It was just really long, so I didn't beat it. I got to the first boss, and I was like, I'm done.
I kind of like what some of the things they were trying to do with the story, but just gameplay-wise,
Because it was like God of War.
meh.
I just want them to make another 2D side-scrolling Castlevania.
Yeah.
They had to do that HD one that was terrible. It's like, just make a new freaking side-scrolling one. Hell, it can even be in 3D, you know? Just make it side-scrolling, be like Symphony of the Night. They could do that every year and they'd make so much money. Like, they really would. Also, another game, The Witness, which we saw at the PS4 event. That was the guy who made
Blow, right?
Jonathan Blow, developer of Braid. He's making The Witness.
Looks interesting.
I think it looks cool. It looks really pretty. I don't know what he's doing.
Oh, this game, yeah.
It's like the one on the island and you explore.
Yeah.
Puzzles.
Puzzles.
Yeah, that's not the kind of game I usually go for, but, I know there's a market for it.
It'd be alright. Cool. I'll get that on sale one day.
I think that was confirmed a launch title also.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Yeah.
It was one of the ones, they showed that one before they got to the tech demo, so it's probably a thing.
So it's
Well, it's a thing, but
you could take that to the bank. It's a thing.
confirmed.
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 Confirm or deny, is this a thing?
Confirmed. The
It is a
witness.
thing.
The witness
Confirmed.
is at least a thing. It at least
Confirmed for thing 2013 Q4. Q4 thing.
By that definition, Milo was a thing.
Milo was a
God.
thing at one time.
At one time, it was a thing.
Gran Turismo 6. I just don't care.
Yeah. Well,
I don't like realistic racing games because I'm terrible at them.
They stopped putting in
the
cars.
arcade ones are even rough, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I crash those a lot. I like the only racing game series that. Well, actually, that's not true. I already said I said a lie. There were like 2 racing game series that I like. Driver, San Francisco. So I like that one. So I like Driver and I like Burnout. But
Yay.
I'm not, big. Definitely not like Gran Turismo or Forza or Forza as they all say now.
As
it
all
was
the kids
Forza
are
for the
saying
longest time.
now.
Now it's Forza. But I know they're saying not the kids. The official marketing people are saying it's Forza. That's how it's pronounced.
I was saying it's the kids saying that as a joke, but that's what the kids are saying these days. But of
All
course,
these damn teenagers.
just goddamn teenagers everywhere.
But yeah, I'd never heard Forza before this year. So
Yeah, I don't know. I don't play those
Anyway.
games anyway. Beyond Two Souls. That game's gonna be cool.
I kind of want to know what the hell it's about. That'd be nice.
Ellen Page's superpowers. What the fuck else do you need to know about?
Willem Dafoe's hanging out
And-
too.
yeah, and Willem Dafoe's in it.
A story. I mean, Ellen Page has superpowers. Is like
You gotta.
Not
They're not
really
gonna.
the
They're not just
story.
gonna tell you. You gotta play it to know, man. It's like.
Well, it's David Cage,
Sometimes.
right? So it's going to be about emotions. It's
Yeah.
about emotions and a cinematic experience
There you go.
let's hope
on
it
your
doesn't get
PlayStation.
too friggin' crazy because David Cage did
Indigo
he did
Prophecy.
Indigo Prophecy, which went from kind of cool to ridiculous.
You know what's
Oh, yeah.
funny is
It went
that
ridiculous.
like in the first minute, you're already introduced to the fact that this game has a supernatural element, but as it goes on, you're like, God damn it, why are there all these ghosts? Why are there giant cockroaches? Why is the last boss fight like the Matrix?
yeah, the
Yes.
problem. One of the weird things about it
My
about
girlfriend
Indigo
just said
Prophecy
that game
is
is
that
crazy.
it is. One of the things that's weird about that game is that like they give you like a little bit of intrigue at the beginning, and clearly there's something that's a little bit off about it. What happens in the beginning of the game, but they keep it grounded so that you kind of think there's going to be an explanation, and then the explanation just cycles into just out of control crazy, and then it's just like kind of stupid. It was fun, but like it's I remember when one of my friends came over and we played it with him, and my brother and I had already played the game. We stayed up all night playing it with this other friend, and we named his playthrough Dan's Acid Trip because that's basically what the end of that story is. You're like fighting glow sticks, and you're already dead,
sticks.
and it's ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. And we really thought Heavy Rain was going to do that too. We thought Heavy Rain was going to get supernatural.
Yeah, I
crazy
thought like
because of
I
Indigo
thought like
Prophecy.
his dead
And
kid was gonna be the murderer or something.
Yeah, that was something really stupid, but
Like I'm back from
It
the
ended
dead, Dad.
But you know what? I have to say this though. Indigo Prophecy I've played more times than Heavy Rain because I think Indigo Prophecy has that kind of what the fuck factor and it's funny at the end. Heavy Rain, once I found out the twist, I had no desire to play that game again.
Well, Indigo Prophecy didn't really have a twist.
No, it didn't. It
Well-
actually had multiple endings, just like Heavy Rain, but it didn't have a twist.
My girlfriend says giant cockroaches are kind of a twist.
Yeah, but you know what? Once you actually look back on it, it's not really isn't. When you look back on the game, you know that's not much of a twist.
What, you know what I thought the stupidest part of that game was is when they're in the, like, train station and the apocalypse is happening, and then the girl that you've known for, like, an hour, like, bangs you and she's like, I love you.
Yeah.
What?
I know. It's like,
Come on now.
She takes, like, your frozen dick and, like, you make a baby. It's ridiculous because,
Did you just say,
first of all,
say that
well,
again? She takes your frozen dick and
Frozen
you make a
dick
baby?
and makes
What
a
did you
baby.
say?
that's exactly what happened. Because remember, you die, and then
David
somehow
Cage.
you come back. You come back, and you're basically a popsicle. And she even says, "Oh, you're so cold." She says it in the scene. You're freezing cold. You're dead, and then somehow you have a kid because in the cutscene at the end of the game, you have a kid. So you obviously have a kid from that. I think there's a couple of different cutscenes depending on what you do, but I think a constant is that there's a kid Or, I don't know. But it's kind of ridiculous. It's a little, it's like, an old episode of Star Trek. It's like Captain Kirk gets the girl as fast as you get the girl there. It's like he meets her, he looks at her funny, and then they start making out. It's ridiculous. Actually watch an episode of Star Trek and see how fast Kirk goes from meeting a girl to making out with her. It's ridiculous.
Really fast.
It's really fast. And I don't mean just, oh, well, it's only 10 minutes because the episode's 50 minutes long. I mean just like really in the context of the
It's like,
story.
hey, oh yeah.
Yeah, seriously. It's that quick. It's like he looks at her, they shine a soft light on her, and then they're making out.
Shine a soft. Maybe it's the soft light. Maybe it's not.
I think it might be the soft light because every woman in the Star Trek gets soft light.
Something interesting that we're supposed to see at E3 is Respawn's shooter.
Yes. So looking forward
For
to that.
listeners, for those of you who don't know, way back when Modern Warfare 2 came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I think so. Yeah.
Jason West and Vince Zampella, who were the creators of Call of Duty, they're at Infinity Ward, and they were supposed to get some bonuses or something from Activision, and I guess they tried to do a lawsuit, and then they made like a bunch of armed guards go to the Infinity Ward offices and remove them, and then they got fired, and then they tried to sue Activision, and I don't remember if they won or not, but they started their own studio called Respawn Entertainment. As soon as they started it, it was bought up by EA, and they've been working on a shooter for years, and they're supposed to show it off for the first time, finally. It's been like, when did Modern Warfare 2 come out?
2009,
Like
I want to say.
2008 or 9, yeah.
It was it was 2
been
years
like
before
4
Modern
years.
Warfare 3, and that was 2011.
They've been working on this game for 4 years.
Well,
Yeah,
this,
so that's-
this whole thing happened in like 2010, like during the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Also,
it was,
there's that-
it was right after the holiday season.
There was also that mass exodus that happened where a whole bunch of people just left Infinity Ward.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they left Infinity War, they went to Respawn.
Yeah.
Because you know EA's gonna just throw up money at them because it'll say from the creators of Call of Duty and they can get away with it.
And,
You know,
and Medal of Honor.
And Medal of Honor.
When
Actually, I'm pretty sure the Medal of Honor reboot was after they left, so they can't be blamed.
Medal
for
of
that.
Honor reboot was end of 2010.
Yeah, it was after they left. You can't hold that against them.
Yeah, but apparently Jason West left the company again. I don't know where he went, but Vince Zampella's still there, and they're gonna.
Wait a minute. Hang on. Why are we blaming Infinity Ward for Medal of Honor?
I wasn't blaming Infinity Ward for Medal of
The
Honor.
reboot was pretty bad.
But
No, I'm talking about
it was EA though.
I'm talking about the original Medal of Honor.
Oh.
Oh,
It was pretty much the team that would become Infinity Ward doing Medal
Yeah,
of
you're
Honor.
right, you're right.
okay.
Yeah.
We're talking about the original. Okay.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to throw that one out there because that's...
Yeah, I don't know.
Before, are we done with this game? Because there's a tidbit about Beyond Two Souls I want to mention. If we're done with this.
Yeah,
I
you
wanna
go. You
kinda
can
say
mention
something,
it.
but-
Go ahead.
Alright. I just read the Wikipedia plot entry for this, and it says that the game is centered around questions about what happens after death, and that players might be able to find out what lies beyond, which means that is confirmed it's going to be David Cage craziness.
Yeah, we already figured out
It's
what
gonna
happened.
be-
I mean,
beyond
it's gonna be ridiculous.
if Ellen Page
It's
already
not
has
going to.
superpowers, don't you think like?
Well, yeah, but it's not even going to be kind of like Heavy Rain. It's going to be totally Indigo Prophecy.
Yeah.
It's going to get stupid. It's going to be, they're going to
You
be
don't
glow
know that.
sticks and Mayans and
glow sticks and Mayans and Ellen Page.
glow sticks, Mayans, and Ellen Page.
Well, we already
Maybe
figured out...
Willem Dafoe will turn into the Green Goblin.
And then they'll be like, those horrible yellow eyes. The Evil Within, which is from one of the creators, Shinji Mikami, which is one of the
Yeah,
creators
that I'm looking forward to.
of Resident Evil. It's an Xbox 360, Xbox One, PS3, PS4 game, published by Bethesda. I really don't know anything about this, so if anyone knows any more about it, they can.
They haven't
Yeah.
really released much. I just know it's a survival horror game or a horror game, and it's Shinji Mikami. And him getting away from Resident Evil is a good thing since it's going down the toilet. So.
I think it's been going down the toilet for a long time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't.
But I'm just saying.
I don't even care, man. I just stopped caring about Resident Evil. Like,
Shinji Mikami- interesting dude.
After 4, like 4 was amazing when it came out, and then stuff like Gears of War and Dead Space came out, and when you try to go back, you're like, God damn it, why can't I move and shoot? Like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
And like everybody's argument for, oh, it makes the game more tense was just dumb. It's like, no, alright? It's like, it feels old. It just feels really old and not intuitive. Watch Dogs.
We were talking about Watch Dogs.
I know, but it's on the list. That's why I was bringing it up. But
how long is this list, by the way? I'm just curious.
I think we're almost done.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Shinji Mikami worked on Aladdin and Goof Troop for the Super Nintendo? Hell yeah. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, like Evil Within's gonna be great.
Yeah, exactly. Dude's got a pedigree.
Anyway, Watch Dogs is on every platform imaginable. PC, PS4, PS3, Xbox One, Xbox 360, and Wii U. And then there's supposed to be some iOS game that goes along with it that ties into the multiplayer or something. Apparently. But they haven't talked about it. Maybe that's what we'll see at E3. They'll be like, here's the multiplayer. And you know what? Speaking of that, how come we haven't seen the multiplayer for The Last of Us yet?
I don't know.
What in the hell?
Are they jamming multiplayer into that?
Dude, they announced that like a year and a half ago. They said there's multiplayer in it, but it's not like your...
God damn it.
They're like, it's not your typical multiplayer mode or something, but they haven't even talked about it. And then some
Dude, the
dude at
multiplayer
Naughty
didn't
Dog-
mess up Mass
Back
Effect.
out.
Some Naughty Dog guy was like, it's the best multiplayer like ever made or something. And I'm like, what, really? Like, what could it possibly
Naughty
be?
Dog, of course he's gonna say that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But they
the
did make
multiplayer didn't mess
Uncharted-
up Mass Effect 3. The story did, so
They did
it's
make
fine.
Uncharted 3 multiplayer, which is a freaking amazing multiplayer mode.
It's alright.
Bitch.
Seen it.
Yeah, I'm not... It's not that amazing.
Pretty
it's
freaking
fun.
great.
It's not that amazing.
It's cute. They tried.
It's cute. It's cute.
I don't think you've played enough of it.
I haven't. I've only seen it, and it was alright.
No, you gotta play it. It's really good. It has a lot of really unique things in it.
Oh, you can climb on shit. Okay, cool.
No, bitch. Like, there's all kinds of stuff. Like, every map has, like, events that go on. Like,
Oh, can't you,
specific
like, taunt
times.
people or something?
And then, like, certain maps transition into other maps later, and, like, all this other stuff. Like, you're fighting on moving trains and shit. It's crazy, man. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Fuck off, Chris.
well.
Wind Waker HD. I really couldn't care anymore. Like, I played Wind Waker.
I want to play that, but at the same time, I fired up my GameCube Wind Waker just last week, or maybe like a week and a half ago. I got all of the statues in that. That means I took pictures of everything. Everything.
Whoa,
And
okay, yeah.
Like even the ones that you get like 1 or 2 chances to get, I got everything. And I don't want to do that again, even in HD. I don't want to do that again. It took me like 20 minutes how to figure out how to get back up to the place where you get to look at the statues.
Especially since Wii U ain't got no, like, trophies or anything.
Yeah. I like...
There's no persistence, like, online.
That's something I'm gonna buy in like a year once I finally have a Wii U and I'm drunk one night. I'm like, ooh, Zelda.
And I'm drunk one night.
So
Making
let's get...
bad decisions. I might as well make this one.
On the plus side, Lobster Shirt in HD. And it's probably the best ending to any Zelda ever. So
yeah,
I
it was.
do kind of want to
It had
see
a
that.
great ending. I mean, it's a great game, but I played it so long ago, and I just don't care.
And you played it back when you liked it.
And it still looks good. Cell shading doesn't look that bad in SD. It looks great in SD. The style holds up. There's
That
just
is
some
true.
anti-aliasing issues. That's it.
It's like TF2, like, the game is really, really old, but it's cel shaded, so it still looks good.
Yeah. Jet Set Radio Future still looks pretty good. That's original Xbox.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, doodle. Saints Row 4.
I'm predicting playable demo.
Says it comes out in August, so.
Yeah, they've got to have something, definitely.
Yeah. I know,
They only
I
have
know
video.
Alan is looking forward to it.
Yes, I am.
Who bought Saints Row?
I did not.
No, I meant I didn't mean like you. I meant like what company bought Saints
Deep
Row.
Silver.
Oh,
Deep
I
Silver
thought you were asking.
bought it.
Yeah, Deep Silver.
That's
Well, they bought
dead.
Volition with it too, so they kept the original team and everything. but Deep Silver bought the rights. They're the how do they go? Dead Rising.
Oh no, is Deep Silver Dead Rising?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
but
Dead Island.
Volition is still
Oh, Dead Island.
Dead Island. You're right. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Dead Rising.
Rip,
was one of those.
Riptide has an R in it, so Rising. You see my train of logic.
Yeah.
Whatever.
There's a lot of
It's all-
stuff.
Zombies and building shit. Whatever.
Whatevs.
Either way, Volition's still on it, and their team's amazing. And even if it is basically another a slightly prettier and more insane run at Saints Row the Third, I'm down with that. I'm so down with that. I put that in me. Just do it.
Jeez.
It did release the box art for both editions too. It looks pretty good. Like the regular, it's just generic leader dude and the rest of the gang, and he's kind of like sitting in a presidential outfit. But the Hail to the Chief version, it's just like a close up of like his front pocket. I don't know. It's really well framed. I like it. It's cute.
Right on. Anyway, that's
It's
it. That's really it for the list. So now we just have predictions. Like, what do you think we're gonna see that we haven't really heard about?
Halo 5 teaser.
Probably.
Definitely a teaser for Halo 5.
Halo-
But that's, I mean, you know, so
Or
far.
you know what I'd rather see? Halo 2 Anniversary.
That too.
Yeah, I would love to
That's
see Halo 2
to be in the works. So that's
And I would love it if they put that on PC, to be honest.
I doubt they're making Halo 2 anniversary
should.
right now, but they should.
It's the 10-year anniversary next year.
And there's been rumor of it already ever since the first anniversary came out. So
Well, yeah, they've been making rumors, but
Anyone can start a rumor, though.
you know what I want to see. It's almost certainly not going to happen, but it's like just a dream.
I know.
Fallout 4.
I was about to say Ghostbusters the game too.
Oh well, I mean, Ghostbusters the game too. I've given up. That's not happening.
yeah,
That's not happening. This
that's
Fallout 4 is going to happen.
yeah.
Ghostbusters the game 2 will
Fallout 4 is in progress.
The Fallout 4 is in progress.
Voice act,
I would love to see something from that, but
So-
I doubt it's going to.
So Fallout 4 is going to be back in the Capital Wasteland, we think.
I think the rumor right now is that it's going to be in Massachusetts in the Commonwealth.
But
Yeah.
I guess that was the rumor. But didn't the guy who did Three Dog say something?
Well,
Yeah.
he said there might be a return of his character, but that doesn't necessarily mean you have to be in the Capital Wasteland. They could take him on the move. 3 Dogs mobile.
He's mobile, or
He's mobile.
he got better radio towers.
Yeah, that's true. He could have a better radio tower, and
All
now
the
all of a
way
sudden
in
he extends
Massachusetts.
to
Woo!
Massachusetts. He could get like a big AM instead of an FM, and then he's really broadcasting.
Yeah. The radio in Fallout's already
You had to fix his thing
Yeah.
in the game just to
that
make
was
it go
actually really
to the end of the
cool.
map.
Like, if you did, before you fix it, if you weren't near it, it got all staticky. That was, really cool.
Yeah, I did like how it was, if you started walking away from DC, you could not hear you couldn't hear it. And as you walked in, it came in clearer and clearer, like an actual radio station. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. And then once you fix it, it's just everywhere.
Oh yeah, and then he's
I always wondered, if it stopped, if you were trying to sneak, if, the enemies hear your radio. But I never sneak anyway. I always go in guns blazing, so
They
I
have
care.
in one of the Fallouts. I don't know if it's New Vegas or if it's 3. It says turn. Oh no, it's not the radio. It's not the radio. It's the light. Never
Yeah,
mind.
the flashlight.
Yeah,
The Pit Boy
your
light
I know that.
messes up. Okay, I forgot about. Okay, I thought it was the radio. I don't know about the radio. I don't think so though. But I'm not a stealth person, so I don't really do. Stuff
Yeah,
like that.
well, there's not really any real reason to be stealth in Fallout,
I should have been more stealth.
Other than I should have made a stealth character.
I should have been
Other than
more
if you're-
stealth.
Other than if you're robbing someone, I mean,
Yeah, that's the only time. Sometimes I get lazy, especially in New Vegas. I don't want to go and oust the ghouls from the facility or whatever. But I need to know the location of where Benny went, so I basically just pickpocket Manny Vargas. That's I'm like, oh, fuck this. I'm not going doing that huge Repcon side quest that's like an hour. Not doing that. And then I realized you could just walk straight to Boulder City and run into them.
if we did see a Fallout 4 teaser, what conference do you think it would be at?
I
For me, it seems like something that we'd see at the Xbox conference.
I would think that too. If we were going to see it, I don't think we will see it at all. But if we were going to see it, I would think it's.
Well, that doesn't mean it won't be there, but I don't.
Yeah, but I especially considering how long the release cycles are, Bethesda, and they're working on other stuff.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not optimistic about seeing anything.
They themselves publish stuff, but yeah, you're right. Their in-house developer takes like 2 to 3 years to get another game out. But they have a lot of people working there, so.
Oh yeah, I mean, and it's funny because their offices are like very close to where I live. So that's actually pretty cool. When they say Bethesda, I know where Bethesda, Maryland is. It's not that far away from my house. So it's actually pretty cool to see, like when they do the Capitol Wasteland and stuff. Most of those locations are, obviously like a lot of those DC, like the metro stop that I always go to when I go into DC is in Fallout 3. It looks exactly like, not the outside, but like when you go into the metro tunnels, it looks exactly like the metro. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty legit.
This is legit. You know what I think we'll see at E3, or EA, sorry. EA's press conference is Mirror's Edge 2.
And sports.
Xbox exclusive.
Lots of, dude, if Mirror's Edge 2.
I'm praying for it to be exclusive just to see
the
video reaction. Just to see the video reaction. I don't care about the game. I want people to be able to play it, but I want to see that video reaction from you.
Angry I will be if it's an exclusive.
I know, it'd be awesome.
I will throw shit. Like, I will be so angry.
Just make sure you're filming it.
I'll be screaming into the webcam. Like, you don't even
fine with me. I would love that. That would make my
I don't know if you guys watched that Angry Joe, thing where the Xbox One got revealed and he's like, I should have gone to fucking bed! Like, that's gonna be me. Like, if Mirror's Edge was exclusive, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck? Like, what is the matter with you? Although what I think the saving grace is that EA is not an exclusive. They don't make exclusive.
No.
I cannot think of a game that other than a PC game that they've made that's exclusive.
It minimizes profits. Why would they do it?
Exactly. That's what makes me happy, knowing that EA will at least be the money hungry company it will be, and I'll get my PlayStation 4 version. So, but it's supposed to be on the Frostbite engine. It's gonna look amazing. It's gonna be so awesome.
Let's see. Other games I want to see. I want to see more from Quantum Break.
Oh yeah, I'm kind of curious about that.
That looks pretty cool. I'm curious about that. I want to see what they show off. And you would assume that since Microsoft's talking about how this is going to be the big games conference and how they're going to talk about nothing but games.
Yeah, but they
better show that off.
And then you get to the conference and they're like, man, you know what we got now? And they come shuffling on stage and they're like, we got all this TV stuff. Moon.
Well, but they haven't said this strongly that the conference was going to be just about games.
I mean, we'll see.
Yeah. Well, no, they actually did issue a statement that they're not going to talk about TV. They're probably going to talk about apps and other useless crap alongside the games.
Well, yeah, but I mean, everyone does.
They're going to be like,
even PlayStation does that. Look at the Sony press conference from last year. They had a bunch of useless shit. They have Wonderbook. It was technically a game, but it was shit.
You know what's funny is the Sony press conference was going so amazing, and then as soon as Wonderbook came out, it was 20 minutes of horror. I was like,
have they even released that yet? Because I have heard nothing about it.
It's been out forever. What are you talking about?
I heard nothing about it, but
well, that's because it's a move,
literally derailed that conference. That whole conference was going fine,
and then they fixed it they kind of fixed it with The Last of Us, but still, they should have never just...
Yeah, kind of, but it was so boring.
They should have just mentioned it, shown the trailer, and then, moved on.
And then been done with it.
Yeah. Speaking of apps, I wouldn't be surprised if Xbox One has some sort of Twitch thing going on to counter the PS4 streaming.
The 360 has a Twitch app now.
Yep.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're going to do a broadcasting thing, because the Twitch app on 360 is just viewing, and there was an Ask Me Anything with Emmett, forget his last name.
Emmett Smith?
No, Emmett Shear, the CEO of Twitch, and several people asked him, did PS4 and or Xbox or Microsoft did they approach you? And it was all no comment. So there's going to be something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was actually surprised, like, when Sony was like, you'll be able to stream your games through Ustream and stuff. It's kind of like, whoa. Like, I never really thought of that as, like, a next step, you know? But I think it's cool.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised, but it feels natural enough.
My one thing is, I hope they give you a lot of options, because with a lot of broadcasting software, like XSplit and open broadcasting software, like, they give you a lot of options to do cool stuff and have watermarks and webcams and cool, like, transitions into other, you know, scenes that you can create. And I don't think they're going to be able to give you that.
That's going to be pretty limited. You're going to be lucky if you get a camera and chat interaction.
No, I think you will get a webcam, because they have the iToy. They showed it.
And the Kinect.
Huh?
If the Xbox One does something, you've got the Kinect. Because you can't turn it off.
Yeah.
I've heard it could be turned off.
No.
Wait, no. You can set it inactive individually, but it does have to be plugged in, and I think the audio has to be on at all times or something.
Yeah. It's on at all times. There's a spying on you.
Oh,
it's gonna touch your butt.
Dude, you should look into it. Like, I've seen lots of little things where, like, Microsoft's patent, how do you say that word? Patenting, whatever. They did all these patents where, like, they can analyze like who's sitting in front of the TV and determine whether or not, like, somebody's paid for the content.
Yeah, it's
I haven't heard that
creepy.
One.
Oh yeah, like, it's some creepy stuff. And there's one that said they'll, like, if the government or police agencies come to them, they will let them spy on you. Like, they'll let you watch them, like, through the Kinect and stuff. It's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
You're basically putting that 1984 screen in your living room. Like, that's one of the reasons I'm kind of like,
you know what?
I don't
you
really
know what,
want this.
Josh? If you are doing something unsavory that the police want to know about, then sorry, we're not going to let your criminal activities continue.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get in better shape before I get an Xbox One. Put on a show.
I know, I gotta be all sexy when I get my Xbox One if they're gonna be watching.
I don't like that.
Josh is upset because he's like growing weed in his room or something.
I don't even smoke. Why would you say that?
You don't have to smoke to sell, son.
Yeah, but I'm also poor, so that's obvious.
Well, you wouldn't be poor if you sold.
There's proof positive that he doesn't do it.
You're gonna need to sell the weed to afford the PS4 and or the Xbox One. So there you go. You need that money.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Sony did come out and say you can unplug the iToy, though. That makes me happy.
Why would you want to plug it in?
Huh?
That is true.
Why would you want to plug it in?
I don't know. Isn't it supposed to...
iPad 2, man. iPad 2.
There's supposed to be a bunch of, like, things you can do with it. I don't know. We'll see. You know, Sony doesn't say, like, here's the, you know, and Microsoft too. When they made the Kinect, they're like, you know, you can do this and this with it, but it's really up to the developers to, like, come up with cool things to do with it, you know? So, like, Sony built in all that iToy stuff and said, like, oh, it can track the controller's light bar, and it can track, like, you possibly, like, if the game wanted to. So, basically, like, you know, same thing with the Kinect, Microsoft and Sony, they just make all these features possible. So, like, if a developer comes up with something really cool to do in their game that involves you, like, moving the controller in a certain way to do something, then it's there. But
and they never do because no game needs that.
They really don't. We'll see.
Yeah. I'm kind of hoping Bungie's got some playable Destiny material too. I mean, they've got
Destiny. I forgot about Destiny. Yeah.
They've put out a fair amount of like release stuff on the story and like the different character classes, but I want to see it in action.
Yeah.
I gotta look.
I want to see some hands-on videos.
I haven't seen any Destiny stuff since the press conferences, and it was very vague. So I'd actually like to take a look.
It's a little less vague. They basically, again, they pretty much just outlined the character classes and released models for them.
Yeah.
Do they explain? Is it like an MMO?
I'm not sure. It's been a while since I heard anything about it either, so I've been distracted.
It's like an MMO, but it runs on PSN and Xbox Live, basically.
Yeah.
Well, MMOs can run on PSN, DC Universe.
Yeah. And Final Fantasy XI's on 360.
Yeah.
I don't know why you'd want to play that, but
Well,
it's there.
if you wanted to, it's there.
If you want to, yeah. I don't...
We got it.
Yeah, so some rep from the company that does DCUO actually said that the PS4 is looking pretty boss for MMOs, so we'll probably see more in the
I
next
would love
gen.
to
at
see.
least
Yeah,
on that
well, we
front.
already know Blacklight Retribution's going to be on PS4.
Yeah, that's been around for a while.
Yeah, but I mean, it's cool. You know,
It's
because
cool.
like it's a PC only game, and like console players don't have like anything like that. They don't have a free to play shooter. And
Yeah,
that's-
I would actually like to see more free to play stuff, and that now that the free to play model's kind of refined itself,
yeah.
so that most people are actually using
I
it
think
somewhat
Blacklight
well.
is going to have a pretty big audience on the PlayStation. To
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It'll have a huge audience because people will be like, because as soon as you get the box, it's like you already have a game, in a sense. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there's already this game that you can go online immediately and play with other people, and you don't
Yeah.
have to pay anything.
After 7 hours of firmware updates and downloading the game itself.
Oh, everything downloads offline now, son. That's the future. Both the Xbox and the PS4 download updates while it's...
Man, but my favorite game was Loading Bar.
My favorite game was Loading Bar.
Which
I
my
like-
next gen progress.
I like games where when something's loading, you can still do stuff. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Well,
That is always nice and it's fun. I hate it when like you're trying to download something like DLC or something like that, even for a different game, and then you just want to go into like say a sports game and just play a game while you're waiting, and it's like download stopped. It's like son of a bitch.
Yeah,
Just come on.
The 360 is actually really bad about that, especially
Yeah,
if you
it is.
go into the store from the game. You can't leave, or else it'll stop the download. And I'm like, why do you do that to me?
Yeah, you should go to the store from the main menu.
Yeah.
And then maybe you have a chance, but probably.
Yeah, the thing is, like with some of the season pass games, you had to go in through the game. I know for Halo 4 that's a thing because I got the pass for the maps, and it's like you gotta get them from this thing.
Yeah, I don't know. They
It's to
make it
recognize your shit.
But I like the fact that I'll be asleep and wake up and I'll be like, oh, your firmware is updated. I'm like, oh, sweet. I'm sure you can turn that off, but I would rather it was on. Because I have automatic download on my PS3 and I freaking love it because you got a huge game to download, 2 a.m. I'm usually not playing it, so I'm asleep. The thing comes on and downloads it. And the next time I turn it on, it's like, hey, dude, BioShock's done. I'm like, sweet.
Hey man, check it out.
Hey man, check it out. That thing you bought yesterday is done downloading. I'm like, sweet.
Sup, Marcus? BioShock here. What's up?
Okay, so what else do you think we'll see? I think we'll see a Vita price drop, to be honest.
Yeah, maybe.
I think they're going to drop.
What's it priced at right now?
I think it's $250.
It's still $250, but they dropped the price to $200 in Japan, and it sold 4 times as much.
Yeah.
So I think
So
they're
that
going to be like,
might be a good indicator, yeah.
And they
Yeah.
should probably throw some more games on it too, or at least talk about them.
yeah, Killzone
It's
looks
got
cool. Killzone looks freaking awesome. I can't wait.
Okay.
But yeah, we do need more games. Although, as though, God, I can't use my words today. Although there's a lot of there's no retail games really right now. There are a lot of really cool downloadable indie games.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The indie scene, just at PAX East, they're like every other booth at the indie booth was just like, oh yeah, we're throwing this on the Vita too, because why not?
Yeah. And they had I guess Sony had a thing for developers at GDC or whatever, and they said, how many of you are thinking about putting your game on the Vita? And almost everyone raised their hand. It's because there's a way higher attach rate.
Yeah.
And it's not like iOS where you make a game and it just gets buried,
That and Sony's just gotten so indie friendly that they're so much easier to work with.
There's no self-publishing.
Other console
on
fronts.
Xbox One.
Yeah. I mean, I know Nintendo's gotten a little better than they used to be too. I think they used to require even if you're in a little indie, you needed to have an office, like a specific office space, and you had to prove it to get a dev kit.
We couldn't make a game, guys.
Yeah, exactly. Like guys who were making games in their basements or their garages or whatever, they couldn't get Wii dev kits, but they're thinking of dropping that restriction. I know the eShop or the 3DS eShop was a little, or the DS and the 3DS eShop we're a little looser on that, but yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I think they're loosening that restriction. I think you still have to like go through some hoops to prove you're legit, but it's going to be a little easier.
Gotcha.
There were like we don't have any we don't have any companies actually making retail games for our systems. Maybe we should extend the hand a little further.
I feel like the Microsoft's just like nobody cares about indie games and just like leaving them.
No, they absolutely are. You can't if you're self-published, you can't get on the Xbox One. It's just not happening now.
You know, hey, I looked into it once because I was curious. You know how you get your game on PSN? You literally just email, like, the Sony representative of your, like, region.
Yeah.
And then you just talk to them about it, and then they'll work it out.
Oh, yeah, and like...
So easy to get on
if they like you enough, they will pay for your marketing and everything. Just, all you have to do is, like, blob them an exclusive.
They think it's good enough, yeah.
Yeah, or even a timed exclusive, like, but yeah, it's pretty easy.
Lots of devs talk, tons of shit about Xbox Live Arcade.
Oh yeah, it's gotten worse. And since they already tried to bury the indies, but now that they're abandoning the XNA platform, like that, granted, I mean, I could kind of see some of that because there's quality control issues on the Xbox Live indies because there's a ton of clones and just garbage on there because anybody can get in there.
Yeah.
But I think this is too far in the other direction. Like, if you just get like 6 dudes who just have to play the submissions as they come in.
They get like Steam Greenlight. Like, that thing works great.
Sort of.
You're like, well, it's like you submit it and then Valve sees it and then you, like, people say, like, would you buy this? And people vote on it.
It's a good idea, hypothetically, but it's got its own issues, too.
Yeah.
Like, there's no real set, point at which your game will be confirmed. Like, there's no, like, percentage of likes or whatever that will get you, greenlit or not. It's part user input and it's part just luck of the draw or randomness or other mystery factors, voodoo, and how many chickens you sacrifice. like there's some devs who are just kind of frustrated with it.
Interesting.
I mean, but again, it's only been around for like a year and a half now, so it's still getting its sea legs.
Yeah.
They've already made a couple refinements, a couple iterations on the idea, so it'll get there. It'll get there.
It'll get there. It'll be cool. But yeah, as much as, like, I think indies are going to be a huge thing.
Yeah.
And Microsoft's not doing a good enough job. Or any job at all.
No, they're doing an anti-job. They're doing a screw job.
Doing an anti-job.
Anti-job. Sounds
they're
painful.
doing the opposite of work.
Yeah, it's like they're on indie welfare or something.
I don't think they even really want indie.
No, they don't. Again, they have that publisher requirement now, and it's.
Well.
They're forsaking a large audience, though.
Exactly.
Yeah, but like, I mean, the one thing is like, you know, I mean, obviously there's nothing wrong with indies, but I think a lot of people who are going to buy the Xbox don't have any interest in them anyway. Yeah. So I think that they're kind of trying to serve their audience by keeping a quality standard. Which, you know, obviously if you open the door to more people, then more content's coming in. You're not holding the quality to a higher standard.
Yeah,
and that doesn't mean that indies are bad games. It just means that anybody can get in there and anybody can do anything.
Again,
and Xbox is really trying to push for a certain market, and I don't think that market is looking for indie games. They're really not. So if you're a guy looking for indie games, then I don't think the Xbox is where you were going anyway.
You should get Ouya. You shouldn't get Ouya.
I already sold my Ouya.
Already sold it?
I didn't know you had one.
I played it like 3 times, wrote the review, and said, I don't want this. This isn't for me.
Yeah. I've been hearing about issues with the controllers,
it's not the same. People hated my review, dude. I got so much flack on Reddit. It was crazy. Like,
yeah, that was pretty,
people
are not the only one who disliked it either.
Yeah. Like, my problem with it is that it didn't feel like the same thing it didn't feel like the thing I pre-ordered. Yeah. Like, half the features that were supposed to be in it weren't there. The Wi-Fi card in it is, like, is balls. It's awful.
It's balls.
Every time I turned on the console, it made me re-enter my Wi-Fi password. It's like, why can't you
That is
keep it?
awful.
That's
really
dumb.
awful.
Also,
That
I
is
could,
dumb.
as hard as I tried, I could never get the Ethernet port to work. It never worked. Ever. Like, I plugged it in, I turned off Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi would come back on automatically. And I'm like, stop it. And then you have a screen name, but it doesn't matter because you don't have a profile. You can't connect to anyone. There's no friends list. There's no online multiplayer. There's no point, really. You feel like you're playing in a void. And I mean, some of the games are cool. I was playing a couple of games that I really liked, but the problem is that the games don't feel like games you would sit on your couch and play. They feel like games you play on the go, like on your phone, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to play these games. Like, I wanted something else. So it just feels like an incomplete product. And I said that in my review, but you know, I'm happy like I helped make it a thing. You know, I'm happy I helped basically with my money, like, to make it a real product. Because I think it has potential. Like, in a couple of years, I think it could be really awesome. But right now, it's just, man, it's not good. Like,
And it helped prove that you can fund new hardware concepts. Like, that helped, the success of the Ouya probably helped the Oculus Rift get off the ground too.
yeah, and
We're
the
like,
games-
hey, I haven't heard much about that lately. It did look cool.
they're gonna sell it at GameStop. I'm curious. I
Okay.
actually think the Game Stick could be cooler.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it might be better. It's also cheaper. It's like
Yeah.
$80 instead of $100, and
I'm down with that.
it's really small.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Game Stick has a lot of potential, and I'm pretty sure I think it's open too. Like, it runs Android.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. I mean, that's weird.
Still a shame what happened to the Oculus Rift guy.
Oh yeah, the co-founder guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What happened?
He got
he got like shot.
No. He got hit. He was a victim of a hit and run.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Yeah. Sad.
Apparently, the 3 people that were in the car were gang members.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Lovely.
Yeah,
Don't you love America?
Awful.
God bless.
America. What else do you guys think we're gonna see at E3?
Well, thank you. I'm
I
sorry. Hit and runs are not exclusive to America. Just to let you know.
actually, yeah, definitely not. I mean,
Definitely
God,
not exclusive to us.
Have you ever seen how Egyptians drive?
Weird.
Oh my God.
It's not a racist thing. It's just that entire nation. They're insane.
Well,
actually, a lot of Europe too. Like Rome. Rome is nuts.
well, a lot of those old European roads were not made for cars.
That
So you
too.
have the
Yeah,
problem
yeah.
that they're not made for
Yeah.
cars, and it's difficult to stick them
Yeah.
in there. And secondly, go to places that aren't quite as developed. They don't have my brother went somewhere in the Middle East, and he basically said that their road was basically just, if you guys know, when you're on a highway and like if you go through like a toll road, right? You go through a toll plaza, and then when you leave the toll plaza before the lanes start again, there's just a mass of just cars, and then you all kind of drift, and then you drift into the set lanes. Imagine you're drifting in that space with no lanes, but that's just the whole road.
That's awesome.
People just kind of drift wherever.
Yeah,
and
I'm into that.
Yeah.
Find out what country that was. I'm going there. It's the kind of adventure I want.
But
Hell
yeah, that's
funny.
so like yeah. I mean but anyway, yeah. No, it was terrible what happened to him. E3. What else are we going to?
What else do you think
do
we're
we have
going
any
to
more
see?
stuff that we want to see? Because what I think we should do at the end here is we should all make like a prediction. I think we should all make one prediction at the end of the podcast. But if you have anything else we want to talk about before that, we should do
I
that
want
too.
to see if Harmonix comes out of the woodwork with anything, because they killed the Rock Band song
DLC.
servers.
Yeah.
Like a few months ago, and they said they were working on something else, but Rock Band was done. Dance Central, I think, is done, although they might have a successor since Connect 1 or whatever. Connectone, Cone.
I don't know, man. Like, what else?
They're definitely working on something. It might not even be a music game. They didn't say. They said it might. They said it was not necessarily another music project. But I'd like to see them bust something out, or at least tease something.
DJ Master. Revive DJ Hero.
That was Neversoft though. That was after they left Activision.
Yeah, I know. I actually liked DJ Hero 2. I thought
it was alright. It was alright.
It was really good. It was like just hitting its stride, and then they got rid of it.
Yeah, well, that's because they oversaturated every other hero, and everyone was like, "No, stop."
Yeah. No, stop.
Get it away. Other than that, I can't think of much. I'm trying to think of like hardware stuff. I don't know. I could see Nvidia showing off more Product Shield stuff, but that's kind of second tier of the radar. Yeah. And by radar, I mean radar.
I was like, did he just say the radar?
English.
Man, yeah, I know. It's really hard to...
Blizzard might drop a bomb on another working on stuff.
I don't think so. I think Diablo is enough.
No, bring back StarCraft Ghost, man.
I hope so, but I don't think so.
Well, no, one of their people actually said, like, somebody was asking, like, why'd you cancel StarCraft Ghost? And they were like, StarCraft Ghost was never officially canceled.
Well, it wasn't. They just put it on.
Yeah, it was shelved.
Well, it's like that game Peter Molyneux was working on all those years ago, BC. That was never.
Oh god, BC would have been so great.
BC looked so rad, didn't it?
Yeah, but you know, we had to get Curiosity and Goddess, or Godus, or
I think it's called Goddess.
Yeah.
I thought the game looks cool.
It does look cool, but where's BC?
Not what you wanted. Yeah, I know. I think BC was looking super cool. But no.
I think what might be pretty cool, which I'm hoping is pretty cool, is the title that we're going to see from Black Tusk Studios, which is internal Microsoft. They said that they're bringing their franchise, and basically what they were tasked in 2012 with creating a franchise to rival Halo. So like this is supposed to be a big project, and they're gonna reveal it at E3. So that has the potential to be really cool.
Something to rival Halo.
I haven't heard the term Halo.
And it's an Xbox game?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
But I'm hearing rival Halo.
Remember when
but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a shooter. It doesn't mean it's going to be a Halo killer. It just means it's supposed to be on par, like a AAA title is basically.
Yeah, and since they're MS in-house, it'd be kind of nice if they actually did that, because then 343 would have something to like go up against. They could butt heads. Yeah. That could make better development.
A little sibling rivalry, make it
exactly.
Make the games
exactly.
better.
Yeah,
remember when they said Killzone was like PlayStation's Halo killer or whatever? PlayStation.
Yeah, that was.
They also said Haze was Halo killer. I think Chrome was supposed to be a Halo killer.
Although Killzone 1 actually had online multiplayer, whereas Halo 1 didn't. So
true,
take
Killzone
that,
1.
Microsoft.
When did
even though Killzone 1's kind of awful, but Killzone 1 came out. Oh man,
I think like 04 or 05.
Yeah, it came out a little either like right after.
It was like no, it had to be like 03 or 04.
It was 04. It was 04. It was 04.
Yeah, it was. I think
it was November 2nd, 2004.
Yeah, and then in 05, then they announced Killzone 2, and it was that PS3 like video they did where everybody was like, "This isn't gameplay," because I mean it wasn't, but it still was so pretty.
It was.
And the game, you know what's funny is like
it kind of looks crappy now, but at the
everybody
time,
was so pissed off, but like that game ended up looking a lot like that. You know.
Still pre-rendered footage.
I still think Killzone.
Full disclosure.
Yeah, all of Killzone 2 was pre-rendered footage. So,
no, I'm just saying. Disclosure.
I still think Killzone 2
Gamers don't like being lied to.
Killzone 2 is like one of the best.
They don't like being lied to.
I don't care what anybody says. Everybody's always like, "Oh, you're too heavy," or like, "There's all this stupid crap." But like, Killzone 2 is one of the best shooters I ever played. It's so good.
I've never actually played Killzone 2. I think I played the demo for Killzone 3.
So good. You don't really need to play Killzone 1 to play Killzone 2. You don't really need to. Like, Killzone 2 is really its own story. It kind of ends on a cliffhanger, but not really. Like, you could take it as the ending if you wanted.
It's not like a Halo 2 cliffhanger. Ooh.
No, it's not like that. Like,
you mean the Halo 2, we didn't finish the game in time?
Yeah.
The Halo 2, we had to find a way to make a cliffhanger.
Yeah,
but, you know,
they even admitted to it. They admitted to it. Their hearts got too big. And
didn't Microsoft want them to have something they wanted them to start on Halo 3.
Well, no. What happened was they wanted to make Halo 2 freaking huge. It was supposed to have the story from Halo 2 and Halo 3 in it, but it just got to be too much because they kept adding stuff, and then they had to rebuild stuff, and they were just like, all right, all right, we got to stop. We got to put something out. Let's just cut it here. Some people are probably going to be pissed. They even knew it, but they had arguably the best multiplayer in the series. So
oh my god,
they saved their bacon.
Halo 2 was pretty sick.
Don't even
they saved their asses with that. They were just like, all right, let's get this campaign out.
Don't even get me started. If they just released Halo 2 multiplayer, just that, dude, I'd buy that in a heartbeat.
The Halo, now that Halo 3 is out, I mean, it's been out for years, but now that the fact that it's out and that you see the whole story, I don't really care about Halo 2's ending anymore.
Yeah. Well, back then
it was
annoying.
the biggest friggin' thing. Now it's like, who cares?
Well, it's like when you get to the season finale of a show, like, at the time, you're like, God damn it! How dare they end it like that? But then later on, and years later, you're like, oh, who cares? Because I just have the next season waiting right here.
Exactly.
I remember getting it on release night, and I'm like, I don't want to wait 2 years.
Kind of like the season finale for, like, Walking Dead 3. It was like everybody complained, like, it was anticlimactic. But you know that, like, 2 years down the road, when everybody's, like, watching all the seasons, they're not going to give a shit, because they're like, I have the premiere for season 4 right here.
But, Cortana, you gotta get her back.
Nah.
Not in 5. I
still think the ending of Halo 4 was a little creepy.
I liked it.
I did like it. I thought Halo 4 was really good, but I thought it was a little creepy.
It's the good kind of creepy.
The good kind of creepy. What are you sending me? What is this?
Check it out.
If it decides to load.
It has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Crap, I saw that one extra unlocked video to watch on Waypoint.
Alright. I don't even.
Cool. This is a fun aside that none of our listeners can see.
Yeah, whatever. Do you really think they'll show Halo off at?
Again, I think it'll just be a teaser. Like, it'll probably just be like like, either here is the Didact, he's back in some form, or here's some other Forerunner shit, or
some other Forerunner shit. Well, it's supposed to. Isn't 5 and 6 supposed to be about the Forerunners?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I don't know if the Didact's completely dead. Some people don't think he is, because there's debate over the ending speech, whether that's like an old thing or if he's still around in some capacity, if he's stuck in slip space, or if he's like become ephemeral or something, or ethereal or something.
You know, Halo 4 was like so huge. The environments were so huge. It was they were crazy.
Yeah.
Like when you actually looked at the size of the ships and stuff, you were like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and 5's supposed to be next gen, so God knows what they're going to do with all that.
I think 4 though ran a little long, just like an hour, a little too long. Like there was a couple.
It felt kind of short.
I don't know about running too long.
There was a point in the middle where I was like, ugh.
There was always
complain about.
I'll say that.
But yeah, like dragging, yes, but people always complained about games being too short. So to say cut an hour out of the game, people would have been like, "This is too damn short."
I like short games. I don't know. Everybody complains like, oh.
Everybody complains about short games.
Depends on the game.
It does depend on the game.
I like
Fallout.
The Assassin's Creed series could definitely use some trimming.
A 10-hour Fallout experience.
Yeah, I agree.
But let's cut some fetch quests, and then maybe I'll care
There's
about
a couple of Assassin's Creed like missions where you're like, all right, let's get on with this. Like, but I still really like that series. The reason like I like that series though a lot is it's also open world, and there's so much to do in it.
Yeah.
Like there's like mini games, and then there's all these like collectibles like art and.
That drives me nuts. That's one of the reasons I haven't even finished the first one. I like the story, and it's a great universe, but
you can skip the first one. Like most people
don't want all these flags. I don't want all these feathers. I don't want this crap. But I do want these feathers because you get cool stuff for it.
Really, like the flags and feathers and stuff are just for trophies and achievements. Like there's no benefit to getting them all. That's all they're really there for.
I can't not try.
You can skip Assassin's Creed 1 because there's a lot of people that don't like it, but Assassin's Creed 2 is like at least 3 times better. I don't know where I'm pulling that number from, but I would say it's like 3 times better.
My brother insists that it is the best Assassin's Creed game. He
2?
thinks it's
Yeah,
leaps,
2.
Oh yeah, he
great,
thinks it's
dude.
leaps and bounds better than any other Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah, I would
He
agree.
wants to hear he wants to hear nothing of like Brotherhood or Revelations. He's like, no, it's not as good.
Well,
as
now
that
he's
game.
just getting a little crazy because, like, I mean,
Not saying they're bad. He just doesn't think they're as
I
good.
thought Brotherhood was really good. It just
Yeah, I heard Asbros was pretty boss.
that's not balls. It's good.
I
It's
said
just-
boss, not
Oh,
balls.
I thought you
yeah,
said
he
balls.
said, he said
No,
boss.
boss. Asbros is boss. Revelation's okay.
Revelation. I liked what Revelations did. Like, it ends Ezio's story, which honestly, Ezio was an awesome character.
Absolutely.
And you get to go through his whole life, which I enjoyed. Everybody was like, I'm tired of Ezio, but I think Ezio was like freaking awesome. And then
I do admire that dedication to a character and actually doing it all.
yeah, and then when you get to Connor, you're kind of like, I don't get what his motivation is. He's literally only doing things because people are telling him to. Like, he just... Yeah. And then at some point, he's just like, oh, I'm done. Like, we're done. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. But I'm glad they kind of abandoned him because Ubisoft was like, yeah, I don't think people really liked Connor.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if like which character do you think Altair or Connor was better received? Because I mean, Ezio was clearly the fan favorite. Clearly.
You know what's cool is like Altair was better received because in Revelations you get to play through all of Altair's life as well, and he was actually a really cool character too. Like he has a family, and then he becomes like an outcast of the assassins, and then comes back and like reclaims leadership and stuff. Like his story was actually really cool. Like in the first game,
he has an arc. It's good.
yeah, in the first game, he was pretty dense and dull. Like, he was just whatever. But when you get to Revelations and you actually get to, like, experience more of his storyline and find out about his family and all that stuff, like, he gets really awesome. He's way better than Connor. And you get to see Altair, like, become an old man also, like, alongside Ezio, which that's really cool. Connor, I really don't give a crap after the war. It's like, whatever. Yeah. Let's move on. I think the pirate setting is awesome. I never would have guessed. Like,
yeah.
Although it's before,
kind of out of left field a little bit.
It's before 3.
Yeah, because it's like Edward Kenway, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's a different person, but the golden age of piracy, as they put it towards, like Blackbeard's in the game and stuff, was like the early 1700s.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I'm glad they didn't make like a big jump to a new location either yet after just one game. Like they're keeping the same basic setting. Yeah, they always do well when they stay in one area for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
So,
like I did love.
And then maybe we'll get to Asia by Assassin's Creed 7, which is actually like Assassin's Creed 12 because they'll have a bunch of ones.
I know they talked about that. They said that. They did like a poll or something before Assassin's Creed 3, and they said, where would you like to see the series go? And it was Asia, Egypt, and the American Revolution, and the American Revolution won.
Yeah.
I'm glad we saw it.
Probably next, because, I mean, you've pretty much you can go a shoe-in with ninjas or Lin Kuei or whatever. You got a lot of options there.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah. Specifically China.
Yeah.
I don't really care about. I mean, it'd be cool in Japan, but I think China had more like buildings and palaces and stuff. Like it makes a little more sense to me, you know.
Yeah, China makes more sense for the civilization, and since they were such a big civilization, it'd be easier to work the whole.
Yeah, and the Mongolian thing into it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude, fighting the Mongols.
Oh, that'd be so cool. They should do that.
Although at the same time, you could do that with Japan too, because that's where the whole story of the Divine Wind came from. Since they tried to sail over and then a typhoon wrecked all the Mongol ships. So you can really go either way. Plus Japan is nerd bait. But China would make more sense with civilization springing up, like, or advancing that quickly and being that awesome. It tied into the backstory they have going already. So
China is the other cradle of civilization.
Yeah. Watch them go to India or something.
Yeah. India could be cool.
India could be cool.
In the right area. I thought it was cool that, because in the first Assassin's Creed, you're in Jerusalem, right?
Jerusalem, Syria, I think is part of it too. Yeah,
but so you're in the Middle East,
Yeah.
And then, like, they kind of go away, they go to Italy and stuff, but then in Revelations you go to, Constantinople, which is like back, it's like the area where the three continents meet, so but it's mostly like in the Middle East. Yeah. So it's like they kind of went back to where they were going. I thought that was really cool, but
they could also slide down towards Central America too, because there were a lot of civilizations down there that were like crazy advanced for their time. So
yeah,
you got Aztecs, you got Mayans, you got Olmecs, you got whatever. Toltecs.
Just because they're 2012, I don't want the Mayans anymore. I'm done with the Mayans.
True.
I'm done with them.
But
after Indigo,
we had glow sticks, we had Mayans. I've had enough.
Yeah, but you could do a whole Mayan assassins versus, or was it whichever one Cortez effed up?
It was they were Spanish.
Yeah.
The Spanish versus the Mayan. You know that the Mayans had never or something. The Mayans had never seen a horse before.
Yeah, because they'd gone extinct like thousands of years before.
They went extinct during the Ice Age, so when they saw them, they thought they were these like magical creatures and they couldn't be killed.
Yeah, and then
they were getting like annihilated. But then apparently
one of the neighboring tribes was fighting alongside the Mayans, and they chopped the head off of one. They're like, "Well, we got this."
They're like, "Spread the word."
Wait a minute. Stop a second. Wait a minute. You said they went extinct?
Yeah, horses went extinct in Central and South America.
Okay, so they regionally went extinct.
Yeah.
Is that
yeah.
Because I was just confused when you said they extinct, and then when they saw them, I'm like, wait, what?
Like, James, obviously in the second century,
horses.
They had genetic, like, engineering.
Well, obviously.
No, they went extinct in North America and in South America during the Ice Age, and then when the Europeans came over, they brought them with them, and that's why we have this again here.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, Assassin's Creed. Makes you want. I always wanted one in the modern age. I thought like the cool.
I have a feeling they'll get to that eventually.
I thought the coolest parts of 3 were where you were in the modern age, like when you're in Brazil, like in the soccer stadium, and you're like climbing the skyscraper, and then when you go to Abstergo and you're in the offices. That stuff is awesome.
Yeah, like I said, they're probably going to bring things to a head and just have this big throwdown in the modern day, not too distant future or whatever setting, just be like, all right.
Well, you avoided 2012, so it kind of makes me wonder, where are they going to go now? In terms of the modern story, because that was the whole thing. They're like, the 2012 apocalypse is coming, and we have to find out, how to stop it, So that's...
They can find another apocalypse. There's plenty out there.
They can find another apocalypse.
I'm sure there are other theories about when the world
there's a comet coming close to Earth this year, and I'm surprised we haven't heard more theories about that.
Yeah, but it's like 1,000,000 miles away. But
well, the theory, the end of the world theory that I put the most faith in is that the world is going to end on February 14th, 2016. Because in Ghostbusters 2.
Oh yeah.
The woman on hold the psychic
with Ghostbusters
said that that's when the world was going to end, and to which Peter Venkman said, "Valentine's Day, bummer."
Of course,
that's when it's going to end.
I could accept Ghostbusters 2 as my real world canon as well. I'm okay with that.
All right, yeah, okay, yeah. There'll be slime everywhere. We're like, what is this? It's like,
oh crap! I thought of another thing for 2 seconds that I wanted to see, and I forgot it, and it's bugging me.
About E3 or just in general?
You know what I want to see? I want to see some more Vita games. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, we kind of briefly touched on that, but yeah, it would be great if they came out with a little more software for it.
More big Vita games, because
some more support,
Killzone comes out the same day as GTA 5, and I know a lot of people are like, well, that's going to ruin their sales. And you know what? Honestly, the people that are buying GTA 5 aren't going to buy Killzone. The people that are buying Killzone may or may not be buying GTA 5. They probably won't be. And it's a Vita game. So.
Yeah, we're talking about vastly different markets. You don't have to worry about that. They can come out
I would say,
day, and it's not that big a deal.
The way they set up Killzone Mercenary, though, sounds just awesome. The way the single player and multiplayer tie in together. So, when you kill people in the depending on how you kill people in the single player, you get money, so you get more money for headshots and stuff, and you use that money to buy upgrades in single player, but you can also use that money to buy stuff in multiplayer. And then when you play multiplayer, it's the same thing, depending on what kills you get and how well you do, you get money, which you can use in the single player. So it's all one tied bank account, depending on no matter what you're doing in the game, you're always earning money to upgrade all your stuff. I think that's awesome. It sounds super fun. But, I I think the game's gonna be awesome. I think I'm doing the review for that because I'm the only one who cares.
Yeah.
Alan's the only other one with a Vita, and I have no idea if he's a Killzone fan or not.
Why don't we ask him?
No, I like Killzone.
He's like, I like this well enough.
No, it's okay.
I didn't really like Killzone 3, but I like other Killzone. I think Shadowfall looks amazing. I can't wait.
3 was just way too short.
It wasn't even that. It was the way they changed everything. They made it like Killzone 2 felt like a really gritty, dark shooter that had it was all about how war is awful and stuff. And then 3 was just like a bunch of people with mechs. They had like mech animals, and it was nuts. I don't know. And they should have killed Rico off a long time ago because that guy is so annoying.
I was pretty mad when he didn't die. I was expecting him to die in 2, but I was just so mad. When
He should have died, dude. He was like the most annoying character. Hey man, fuck man. Hey, fuck this. Hey, fuck these guys. Like, shut up. You're a stereotype.
He's the stereotyped dude, bro.
Yeah, God. Like, everybody else in that game was pretty cool, and then he just, like, ruins everything he says. He made everything like, yeah, man, go fuck these guys up. And I still want a Killzone game where we play as the Hellgast.
Yeah, a lot of people
Because the more you play Killzone, the more you sympathize with them.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome. Now I remember what it was. I want to see what CD Projekt Red is up to. Witcher 3, we'll probably get some information on that. I want to see more on Cyberpunk.
I tried Witcher 1, and I just cannot do that combat system.
It's dense. 2 is a little better.
That's what I've heard. Everyone tells me 2 is way better, but I'm waiting for a Steam summer sale or something so that it's like $7. Because I just can't get into The Witcher 1, like, as much as I want to.
Yeah.
But Witcher 3 looks awesome. And
and they've said, like, they're going all out. They want to wrap up the story. They finally got to the point where they can wrap up the story the way they want to. So I want to see that. I really, really, really want to see what they're doing with Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh, yeah. Personally responsible. That was the song in the teaser trailer.
Yeah.
But when I first heard about that game, I thought it sounded really cool. It sounded Deus Ex-y, kind of. And then they showed the trailer and they didn't really show anything. But I'm still excited. I think
Cyberpunk, the original tabletop game was Deus Ex before Deus Ex was Deus Ex. So it's beautiful. It's magnificent.
I love the way
Deus Ex before Deus Ex.
Deus Ex before Deus Ex was Deus Ex.
I want chrome. I want like embedded claws and weird guns and laser blades.
That game's gonna be cool.
So
that game will be cool. Hopefully, is it only a PC game though, or is it gonna come to consoles?
I don't know. I know it's higher. It was looking like higher end PC material, but they might port that to the 4. And
CD Projekt has always been kind of a PC dev until Witcher 2, really.
And they got decent sales out of Witcher 2 though.
Yeah. On Xbox
consoles, so I could see them trying.
I kind of wish they'd made a PS3 version, so I could have got that one. But that's fine. I'll just buy the PC one.
I believe Wargaming also said they're going to be showing off some console because they bought Day One and they bought Supergiant or Big Huge, one of those.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Supergiant, but like I don't know which one they're bringing a game from. But
I don't know.
I want to see what they're doing. Because Wargaming has done amazing things.
What did they do? What have they done?
They're the World of Tanks, World of Warplanes guys.
How much you want to bet like World of Tanks will have a PS4 version at some point?
I could kind of see that.
I could see, dude. I feel like that game would be perfect for PlayStation.
Yeah, but both the studios they acquired said they were doing new stuff, and I'm pretty sure Day One was set to definitely be working on console stuff. And I know they had like a spiritual successor to Mech Assault in the works because they used to be FASA Studios.
What about Mech Warrior? Why don't they make another one of those?
I want that so bad. Well, they made Mech Warrior Online instead, which is not quite as good.
I remember playing Mech Warrior 2 back in the day on PC.
Mech Warrior 2 Mercenaries was my jam.
When I was like 5, that game was so cool.
I was more than 5.
I was like 5 or 6 when that game came out.
But I just remember the first mission.
Chris is an old man.
Yeah. That's why I'm crotchety about everything.
Crotchety.
But I just remember the first mission in Mercenaries, if you shot your instructor during the tutorial mission, he would just unload every missile ever into you, and you had to start again. So you had like even like one or two stray laser bolts, like you're out. You learn to be very careful.
Yeah. I feel a feeling we'll see more Splinter Cell.
Yeah, we're about due for more.
We'll probably see it at the Xbox conference again because they wanted to show off all that Kinect stuff, you know.
Yeah, pull your gun apart.
But it is a multi-con. They should have put Conviction on PS3, but they didn't. That game is so good. I freaking love Conviction. People hated it because they were like, "Oh, it's not like, it's not like classic Splinter Cell." But I thought it was freaking awesome.
I liked Conviction, actually. I think Conviction was one of the couple of Splinter Cell games I've played.
It's super
fun. Might
be
the only one I've actually played the whole game.
Oh,
I played parts of the other ones. I played all of Conviction.
You didn't play Double Agent?
I have it. I think I played a little bit of it, but once again, I'm not big on stealth stuff.
Double Agent.
So I was never. It really didn't appeal to me. My older brother, was big into the Splinter Cell games, and he really loved them. So that's why we had him in the house. But I never got around to playing. We do still have Double Agent. I could probably play it, hook it up and play it. I have the game. I have the Xbox.
Yeah, Double Agent was really cool. And I loved Conviction. People complained because it was only like 4 or 5 hours long, but it had a lot of replayability in my opinion because it was, you bought more upgrades and stuff. And you could play that game either just guns blazing or sneaky, Yeah,
that was the thing for me because being sneaky is really, really hard for me. It's really hard for me to get into a game where you have to be sneaky.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, Metal Gear you kind of have to be, but I think lots of games now that have stealth in it, it's like optional.
Yeah, they're definitely pushing towards it being stealth is the best way to do it, but you can get along doing it another way.
Yeah, well, I'm not even
Deus
that.
Ex was supposed to be that too.
No, Deus Ex is they made all these different ways for you to do it, and then you kind of built your character around like what you do best. So
yeah, and then they put bosses in it, so you had to.
Yeah, okay, so
I tried to do guns blazing, but it was too difficult. I tried to build.
My one complaint.
The inability to hack was a pain in the ass. So it was Deus Ex Human Revolution is difficult to play guns blazing. They want you to play it with stealth.
I don't think so.
They really want you to.
I've been playing it like guns blazing. It's not that hard. You just go in. But the first time I played it exploration and hacking. And yeah, I mean, I agree. The boss fights. Even the developers were like, "Yeah, we should have."
Yeah. Well, they outsourced those to another dev, and because
was it
somebody made we need.
It's probably TimeGate.
TimeGate.
Fuck those guys.
I think they're finally falling apart. I think they either filed for bankruptcy or I know they laid off a bunch of people.
Because there was all that scandal.
All that scandal.
All that scandal. Aliens.
It was the aliens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see.
That was a mess. That was
what is Gearbox actually going to ruin next? I want to see if any of our predictions were true.
I know. So like Predator. Then Randy Pitchford just talking about Predator. He's like, "Yeah, Predator's really cool." It's like, goddamn it, Randy Pitchford.
No, you stay away from that baby.
No.
I want them to do it like a game that really shouldn't be made into a game, like 48 hours.
What was that?
You mean like first 48 hours or whatever? First 48, the TV show or whatever?
No, the Eddie Murphy movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Never mind. That's why I laughed. I was like, that homicide reality show? That'd be hella funny. They're all like, there's a timer. You only have 48 hours to see every mission.
I mean, they already have the rights to I think it's either Heat or Casino.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know about that. I knew they picked up, what the Homeworld they picked up. That's gonna,
One of my friends was in junior high was freaking obsessed with that game. He's like, Homeworld, man. Okay.
I think we might, there's a slight chance we might see some nods towards a Borderlands 3 as well. Very slight, but because they just put out that last DLC.
I think that we'll probably get way more DLC packs before we get Borderlands 3.
Wonder if we're
now the first game only had 3 or 4 DLC packs, and they're on their 4th or 5th now.
Yeah, but they said that they were going to do more,
Yeah.
So I have a feeling we'll.
And they've only put out 2 DLC characters too. I'd be surprised if they didn't go to a cast of at least 8 by the end of it.
Yeah.
Like double the original. So they'll probably milk it for another year.
I think it's cool that they support that game still. You know.
Yeah.
Because it still has tons of people playing it. I went back on it like the other day with my highest level character. Still hella people on PlayStation playing it.
Yeah, I need to get back to work on my Necromancer.
Yeah, totally.
I'm not that interested in the Psycho, but
I wonder if we're gonna...
Cool addition.
It's a cool idea. It just doesn't seem like my playstyle.
Gotcha, bro.
I want a robot doing the smashing for me while I'm a sassy redhead.
While you sit back and drink lemonade.
Oh.
Woo-wee.
I gotta pull the trigger now and then.
Maybe we'll see Prey 2. We'll see that they'll come out officially and say that Arcane's doing it.
Yeah.
Because was that a rumor or was that like a thing?
No, that's actually a thing.
That's a thing.
Okay. So they are actually. I wonder if they were working on something else though, or were they just sitting there twiddling their thumbs after Dishonored? What were they doing, you know?
Twiddling their thumb.
Or were they working on Prey 2 this whole time?
They had been doing something.
Yeah, there was that Dishonored DLC as well. I don't know when they started working on that.
Dunwall or whatever.
Yeah, and I heard that was
that
pretty
long
good
to
too.
make that though.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't know.
Something.
I have a feeling they've been working on Prey 2 longer than we think they've been working on Prey 2.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they, well, yeah, they did all that Dishonored DLC. They did that trial pack, and then they did Knife of Dunwall, which I still...
I forgot about the trial pack, yeah.
Yeah, that came out like shortly after the game came out, but It was like a bunch of platforming things, if I'm not mistaken. And then Knife of Dunwall was like actual story DLC. We played the assassin guy. And then, oh man, I'm blanking out. But all that Prey 2 nonsense like has been happening for months, and then it went all quiet until this week.
Yeah.
We heard like Arcane's working on it now, so that makes me think that maybe they've been working on it for a while, but we just haven't heard anything. Because Arcane's owned by Bethesda, right?
Yeah. Or
I'm pretty sure.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so, but let's make sure.
Let's make sure.
You guys can keep talking. I'll
Yeah.
I don't remember being found in any way in that one teaser website a couple months ago, but
Yeah. Well, did they close that other?
Yeah.
Who was working
Sorry.
on Prey 2?
Human Head.
Human Head. Well, are they still around?
Yeah.
Didn't they?
No, I don't think so.
So
Sorry.
possibly. Well, when they closed a couple months ago, then.
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't
so-
care anyway, Josh, because you hated Prey 1.
I did hate Prey 1, but Prey 2 actually sounded kind of cool because Prey 1 was just a shooter. Prey 2 sounded way different, you know?
Arcane is a subsidiary of ZeniMax, which is the giant media
company that
owns
Bethesda.
Bethesda. So yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're like second cousins.
So they could have just said like, "Hey, Arcane, you're not working on nothing. Make Prey." But isn't the rumor,
You're not doing anything.
Isn't the rumor that they scrapped everything?
Yeah, that they're starting from scratch.
Yeah.
Might be,
That has me a little worried.
yeah, I'm sure it has a lot of people worried.
Oh, it does. It does.
Because everything that was shown off for Prey 2 originally looked fantastic.
So it's still a shooter though, right? But didn't it have like? I never saw it, so like enlighten me. What?
Originally, you were supposed to be like some sort of you
Bounty
get picked
hunter.
up by these other aliens, and you become a bounty hunter, and you run into Tommy from the first game, but he's not like the main dude this time around.
He's just there.
But yeah, I think he's doing stuff for or with or in the general vicinity of the bounty hunters. But
I thought the premise of Prey 1 was cool, but just the walking on walls thing and stuff, I don't know.
that threw me off, and
Gave me a
I got
headache.
I got to a point where I couldn't progress anymore because I didn't have enough ammo for anything.
That's a broken game, right?
Oh, that
there.
sounds like me with
Yeah.
Singularity.
That or there was a door I was trapped in. Oh, I gotta finish Singularity. That reminds me.
Oh, I want to play that.
That game's awesome.
That's what I hear. I saw it like for $4 on some website, and I almost bought it.
It's like the Psychonauts of shooters from the
Raven.
late 2000s.
Surprised Raven's still around. I wonder where are they working on that new Wolfenstein game?
They're working on something.
No, if I'm not-
They're like the kings of slightly better than mediocre but fun games. I love them.
I liked the other Wolfenstein game.
It was alright.
I thought it was cool. Like, you know, if you're going to be in World War II with Nazis and magic, it sounds pretty cool.
Last I heard, Raven was one of the many developers working on Call of Duty with Infinity Ward.
Oh,
yes,
Duty
they are.
That's right.
Yeah.
Them and
Also-
Neversoft.
And Sledgehammer.
Jesus Christ, there's so many Call of Duty games.
That's where I knew Raven from. Yeah.
But
You know
seriously,
what? They need to get somebody to make an actually good Vita Call of Duty game, not freaking. You remember how hyped people were for the Call of Duty game on Vita, and that they were like, "This is gonna be a system."
And then
stuff.
it was a complete piece.
And then they were like, "Oh, Nihilistic's working on it," and they're like, "Oh, well,
Yeah.
that must
Oh,
it's gonna
no.
be a piece of shit."
Didn't they do the Resistance game on Vita
Yes,
as well?
they did.
Yeah, and that was a steaming pile.
Both terrible.
The hottest batch.
A lot
I
of
wonder
people.
what Ready at Dawn is doing.
Well, what's the last thing they did?
Last thing I remember was the various God of War games they did for PSP.
Oh yeah, dude, I would love a God of War Vita game.
It says Jack and Daxter for the PlayStation 4.
Ooh.
That's a rumor.
That's what it says on Wikipedia, and it doesn't even say
That's
rumor.
like-
even
Well, that's
things,
Wikipedia.
but that's what it says.
Yeah, they're actually, speaking of rumors, there was supposedly like a leaked PS4 game list. I from whatever country uses Kroner, I forget.
What
But
is
I was looking at it, and it's just like everything you would expect anyway, so I think it's complete BS. There was like, oh, Borderlands 3, and,
Ratchet and Clank,
Battlefront
The Last
3.
Guardian, Beyond Good and Evil 2.
God of War 4. And
Oh, there's another thing I'm expecting. Ubisoft is going to tell us the next game we need to buy before they'll make Beyond Good and Evil 2. And maybe they'll clean up the trailer a little more.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
You know what I want?
I give up.
I want another freaking Star Wars Battlefront. Just make it already.
Well, I heard something about that recently. Isn't there a?
They were making
there was a
free-to-play
rumor.
one.
There's a rumor that there's Battlefront 3 is in development.
Back in development.
That's
because
been,
of this whole Disney thing, isn't it?
Well,
wasn't there a rumor about that?
well,
But who would be making that?
It'd
I don't know.
DICE.
be EA. EA bought the rights for the Star Wars games.
No.
So
Yeah.
but I don't know which
No,
dev
didn't
they'll have throw on it.
they won the licensing bid for the Star Wars games? Not-
Yeah, so, but
They have,
that gives them the right to pick the devs.
They have BioWare, Visceral, DICE, and another
Oh my
studio
god,
working
please
on it.
make another Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, actually, it'd be nice to see.
Please
So
make
it'll come
KOTOR
back.
3.
Because
Please.
I don't know if you guys have tried to go back to the original. It's kind of hard to, because it's really old.
Yeah. I
Like,
actually just tried to start up a playthrough of.
Yeah,
the
as
original
great as that
stuff.
game was, like way back when, I tried to play it recently because Steam put it on sale. It was like $2. I was like, man, I don't even have this game anymore. I think my disc got lost, so you know, whatever. I'll get a digital version and try playing it again. I probably won't beat it, but you know, it was a great game, and I played for like 10 minutes and was like, yeah, this game's really old.
Well, I was playing on the 360 and it was all choppy. I think I should probably plug it into put it into the Xbox instead of the 360.
Yeah.
It was running strangely.
The reverse compatibility on that one has had some issues.
Like, old game's old, man.
I really want to see a new Jedi Knight game.
Jedi Knight game?
Yeah, I've heard those were pretty good. I think I have one of them, but I never played through it.
Talking about
But yeah, I've heard the
Jedi Knight Academy or whatever?
Yeah.
That's one of them.
I played that briefly way back when. I remember kind of liking it. Wasn't there like Jedi Knight Outcast or something like
Outcast
that?
was, yeah, they went from like 4, 3, 2, 1, and it was like Jedi Knight 3, 3, Jedi Outcast, Jedi Knight 4, Jedi Academy. But Raven made Jedi Academy, and that game came out 10 years ago.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago. Whatever happened to that, like, Commando Squad game? I always heard that was
Republic Commando was cool, yeah.
Yeah, I always heard
Yeah,
that game was really
Republic Commando,
cool, but I never
The
played
sequel
it.
was in development, but as with practically everything LucasArts had, they canceled it.
Yeah.
Fucking LucasArts, dude. Star Wars 1313 looked like
Oh yeah, that
one of the most amazing things on the face of the earth, and they got rid of it. I mean, if they get rid of that game, and if it never comes out, like, ugh.
Well,
What a
it got
shame.
so much. It got so much press, and people really liked the idea. I think we're going to see it.
We better see it.
I think we're going to see it from someone eventually.
I remember everyone.
It's going to be as good as it would have been. I don't,
Everybody was like hailing it as Uncharted in space and shit, and it was like supposed to be M-rated Star Wars game, and it was all dark and about bounty hunters and like ghettos and stuff. It looked so freaking awesome, and then Disney had to ruin everything.
Well, to be fair, since LucasArts was working on it, they probably would have screwed it up anyway.
We'll see. I really hope somebody is after that game. Like,
I'm sure someone is.
Like, well, EA's probably.
Again, that's probably another reason EA snapped up the license, because they probably saw potential in some of the projects that were sitting there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I really hope
if
EA...
it smells like money, EA wants it.
Oh yeah. Well, if any of those games smelled like money, fucking 1313 was one.
Also, when in an interview, Blake Jorgensen of EA was talking about how much they loved the past library of LucasArts games. And
I love Blake Jorgensen. He's fun to listen to.
And he mentioned that like it'd be great to bring back some of the older titles, specifically Battlefront.
Oh, Battlefront, that'd be so awesome.
Listeners, Thomas,
make it like Battlefront 2.
Tom Freeman of the DualShock Show, and the angry British man he is. I'm pretty sure that's the only thing he loves in this world. Is Battlefront.
Yeah, the guy who said the sleeping dogs driving was a pile of shit. No, it's not, Tom. It's fine. It works just fine. Like, when I started playing that game, I was like, oh, Tom said this driving in this game was a pile of shit. And then I tried it, and I'm like, this driving is fine. It works just fine.
Maybe he just really likes piles of shit.
I don't know, dude.
And that's like
I did a really good impression of him on DualShock Show.
Of Tom?
Yeah.
I was that sounded a little bit like your Peter Molyneux impersonation. Remember when you did that? Or you did Peter Molyneux?
Fable 4 is going to be the best game I've made. It's going to be groovy, baby. My girlfriend just gave me a look of distaste. You don't know who Peter Molyneux is. He's funny.
I think the distaste is probably.
I
I think the look of distaste was more because you made an Austin Powers reference in 2013.
Austin Powers. Weren't they making another one?
Supposedly. I sure as hell hope not. I'm done.
That's what LucasArts should make. Oh wait, they don't exist anymore. Well, that's what EA should make. An Austin Powers game. All you do is
it still wouldn't be the most untimely movie-based video game ever. I think Fight Club won that one.
Oh yeah.
That came out on the Xbox and PS2 like almost 10 years after the movie came out.
What did you do? Did you just like fight?
It was just a really crappy it was basically a really low bid MMA game, but it had X-rays and bones breaking. And I think Fred Durst was in it.
He was.
You could unlock Fred Durst.
What about the Die Hard video game?
What?
Oh, the most recent one was pretty terrible.
Wait, Die Hard Vendetta.
Die Hard Vendetta was awesome.
No.
Yes, it was. The first game to have an F word in it. It broke ground, alright? And it had that slow motion thing where they played Ode to Joy and like...
That's cute.
Just like shooting all over the place. Dude, it was a really early shooter. Give it some goddamn, give it a break, alright?
But honestly, though,
Oh, I'm okay with early shooters. Perfect Dark for life, but...
The award for most time passed has to go to The Thing.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. But the thing is timeless.
We were just talking about that, weren't we?
Yeah.
The Thing is timeless.
This went from the E3 show to let's just talk about old games we wish existed.
Yeah.
Whoa.
No, we were talking about...
Are we talking about distance from when the film was made to when the game came out?
Yeah.
Ghostbusters.
Actually, no. Longer than that. The Warriors.
Yes.
Oh my god, that's right.
It was awesome.
Custer's Revenge.
You can get that now on PSN.
That wasn't a movie. It was an actual event. That game is historically accurate.
I'm not sure how
that'd be
historically
so funny
accurate
if
that is.
you booted that up. You boot that up on the Atari, and it's like based on a true story.
The following is a
Oh my
true
god,
story.
that's so funny.
Kinda. Like, no, not kinda. Not at
This
all.
actually happened. You're like, this is horrific.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Holy
god.
moly.
Well, that went somewhere dark.
That did go somewhere dark.
Reginald Vil Johnson reprised his role in that game. That's awesome.
In what?
In Die Hard Vendetta.
Did he?
Yeah, it's what it
That's
says.
pretty cool, actually.
So random.
That's
That is-
awesome.
That is pretty cool, though. Oh man. So what else do you think we're gonna see at E3?
I'm looking at my shelves and seeing if I can find any inspiration.
Still think Mirror's Edge 2, man. It's me.
There's Edge too.
It would surprise me.
Do we want to go into predictions to wrap up the show?
Sure. You know what I think we're gonna see? The PS4.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I don't know, man. I could actually bet against that.
I don't know why people were so angry they didn't show it. It's like, you know what it's gonna be. Why are you so pissed off?
Well, no one would have thought the Xbox was going to look like a VCR, so you don't know what
that's
it's
true.
going to be.
Yeah.
I think some of the fan-made ones looked way cooler.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Although now that I saw that size comparison where they laid a pen down next to it, the fact that it's that small, actually, I'm kind of digging it now, even though it does look like a VCR. It went from Betamax to Super 8, but it's okay. I'll get used to it. It'll probably be in a shelf that I forget about anyway.
It'll still be watching you.
Looking at it, yeah.
It'll still be watching you even when it's unplugged.
And I'll have my 360 plugged in too, so I can put like the new Kinect on top of the old Kinect, and
Then you'll have a Kinect 3 before it's even out.
yeah, and when the one dips, the other will go forward, and it'll readjust, and it'll be stupid, but it'll be
It'll be stupid.
What if the Xbox One was a VHS player?
Oh, that'd be so funny.
Yeah, that thing we said about backward compatibility. I said backward compatible with games, but it's backward compatible with
VHS, Betamax.
Wish you hadn't thrown that.
It played VHS and Beta.
It plays
So,
those.
like, it
it plays
does
those. It plays those
Listen.
really old tapes from your like cameras from the 90s.
Yeah, that'd be Super 8.
Everything's SD.
Sweet, I can watch Unico in the Island of
I
Magic.
mean, if we're talking about Xbox One, we are going backwards. It's like, oh, it plays DVDs. Like, okay, but you have to have the remote.
It plays laser discs, even though it's smaller than them.
Remember when they said the Wii
Don't
was
question
gonna?
it.
Remember when they said the Wii was gonna play DVDs and then it didn't?
I think that was just a rumor. I don't think that was ever officially stated. by
And then it didn't.
Remember
Well,
when?
yeah, that's just, Nintendo never does entertainment media except its own.
Remember when people said the Wii U was gonna be great? Because I don't.
They were like, it's gonna bring
I
the
don't really
core
remember that
gamer
either.
back, and then it,
I just remember people yelling at me because they thought it was just a controller, and they were like, "It's just a controller, dude."
you're like,
And I'm like,
yes,
"No, it's
yeah.
not, dude."
you're like, I own the fucking thing. You're like, how are you gonna tell me?
Well, I mean, obviously, I had these fights before it came out, but still, like, it's just a controller. I'm like, it's not just a controller; it's a system. They're like, dude, I'm pretty sure you're wrong, and I'm like, dude, I am 100% sure you're wrong.
Yeah, you were like, dude, I
was-
write the industry. Who the fuck?
Like,
you
seriously, dude, I was sitting there, I watched the entire press conference. I know it's a fucking console.
Jesus, man. Yeah, I know. There's still people today that are confused. They think it's just a controller.
Yeah,
I don't get
So
how you
like,
can
let
still
me
be
go in
confused
the
now.
GameStop and buy that new controller thing.
Ugh. It's because of the fucking name. They kept the Wii name, so
The
people
name
think
and
it's
the
an
marketing.
extension. Yeah.
They should have just called it the Nintendo Cafe, and it should have been everything that we thought it was going to be.
yeah.
Remember when they were like, they had all the specs, and everybody's like,
Oh yeah, that's right.
that sounds
Cafe
bad.
was what it was called.
And it was
That's
going to have all this cool shit in it, and then it didn't have any of that cool shit in it.
So if the Wii U is basically two Wiis taped together, and the Wii was basically two GameCubes taped together, you could probably find 4 GameCubes for relatively cheap. And
Yeah.
it would look a lot cooler too, and it would have 4 handles.
Yeah.
4
It
handles.
would look
Why is there not a handle on the Wii U? I would have bought that day one.
You'd have hella people carrying it like it's a coffin and shit. You know what's funny? I love,
Paul
Just beat
Bearers.
people with this. What are you
I saw
talking about?
a great comment on IGN like after after, like, when they were it was like a PS4 Xbox article. It's like, I'm still waiting for Nintendo to announce their next gen console.
Yeah, yeah.
It was really funny. Cause it's true. Like, their console's like 5 years too late.
I'll give them some credit. I'll say 3 years too late.
It even lacks things that were on the original, like, or it lacks things that were on the, like, features that came with the Xbox 360 in 2005.
This is true.
Like, doesn't have dedicated achievements, doesn't have dedicated profiles, like...
Well, no, there is a dedicated profile thing. It's better than the friend code system.
Fuck friend codes. That was the stupidest thing.
Yeah. You do make a Nintendo account. That they added.
Well, I know, I have a Nintendo account, because we have a Wii U in the house, and the only time I've ever used it is to buy, like, Balloon Fight.
Yeah.
For 30 cents. I still want to go buy Super Metroid for 30 cents, but I haven't done it yet. And then part of me is like, why am I spending this money anyway? Because I don't play this fucking thing.
I don't play this.
And I already think I'm set up for disappointment when Pikmin 3 comes out, because I've been waiting for it for years, and I have a feeling that when I go play it, I'm going to play it for like a day and be like, ugh.
Yeah, just call me when the new Smash and the new Mario Kart are out. Add a new Zelda. That's all I need.
Call me when you catch up to, like, today's standards.
Oh, and a WarioWare. Gotta have WarioWare.
They always got
Best
to. Well,
franchise.
I feel like WarioWare is like a really good game for on the go, but why would you play that on a console?
Because it's amazing.
Yeah, but still, like, I mean,
they're gonna do crazy touchscreen.
Angry Birds is amazing, but I wouldn't play it on my PlayStation.
Angry Birds is not amazing.
Angry Birds.
Angry Birds.
Okay, well, here's a better example. Where's My Water is pretty amazing, but I wouldn't play it on my PlayStation.
Right.
Fuck you. Where's My Water is incredible. I did everything in that game.
I wish that was the name of the game.
Dude.
Fuck you, where's my water?
That's the sequel. That's the sequel. We'll see that for PS4, Xbox One.
They've had a couple of different
E3
versions.
reveal.
They've had a couple of different versions of that game. Like, they had Where's My Perry from, like, that weird Disney Channel show, and then they had
Some Ferb.
They had another one called Where's My Valentine.
They should call Frank Black and do Where's My Mind.
Where's my mind?
Pixies? Anyone?
Yeah.
Anyone?
Looks like some crazy tripped out. You know what they should make? They should make an actual cool Crytek should make a Tron game.
Actually, I could see it. We're getting kind of due for a Tron game.
A good Tron game.
Yeah. 2.0 is okay.
I've heard, well...
Very okay.
2.0 is not really considered canon in the Tron storyline anymore.
Yeah.
After Legacy and Uprising and stuff, like, it doesn't really count.
It was okay.
I just wish Monolith would go back to making good games.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Because, who really liked Gotham City Imposters?
Nobody?
I know of people that liked it, but I don't know if I know anyone that
It was cute, but the business model was fucking awful.
Why?
Let's do free-to-play microtransactions, but make you actually pay for the game up front. It went free-to-play on PC, but you still got to pay for it on console, and it's like
we got
day one they had a pile of goodies you could buy, and if they'd just gone free-to-play on all fronts, they would have made a lot of money.
But they didn't.
No, because they're dumb.
Yep.
You can't do pay to free to play.
Pay to free to play.
You can't pay to free to play.
It doesn't work.
If it can't be free to play,
It doesn't work.
Now,
Awesome not, but the price of entry is cheaper and it's more fun.
Yeah, what they should have done is had the free version, and then they should have had a paid version, but the paid version was like a starter pack, like a lot of free-to-play games have.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, $10 and you get a couple of guns and like an XP boost and stuff, like for when you start playing.
Yeah.
Those are cool.
Exactly. Oh, well. Have we actually did anything?
Does anyone else have predictions for what's going to happen at E3? I think Josh, what did you say? We got on.
I said the Vita was going to get a price drop.
Okay, you said Vita's going to get a price drop. Allan, what do you have? Make a bold prediction.
New Metroid.
A new Metroid? Do you think there's
that
going
would
to be
be
a Metroid?
so cool. But you know what?
I think Other M is. It's been long enough since Other M that the bad taste is washed out of most people's mouths. So.
Yeah, they should make a 3D side-scrolling Metroidvania, Metroid game, which sounds stupid to say. They should make a Metroidvania Metroid game because it's like part of the fucking genre. But
yeah, well, they should go back to the roots, is what you're saying.
they should go back to the side-scrolling version. They can make it in 3D all I want, but it should just be side-scrolling, and it should have like all the stuff that made like Super Metroid and Metroid Fusion great. Do that again. But I have another prediction that they'll announce a new Vita. People think I'm kind of crazy when I say this, but I think they might announce a new Vita model at E3. Like they got like DS Lite and PSP Go and stuff. Yeah, I think we're gonna get like a skinnier, lighter version of the Vita pretty soon. And I think if they really want people to buy it this holiday, the smart thing to do, since when PS4 comes out, all the games are going to be, all the games now, they have to be remote play for Vita when they're on PS4, which sounds really authoritarian, but it's going to be awesome because now you know that every single game you own can be played on the Vita,
That is actually really nice.
I know, it's freaking awesome. That means, like, if I'm on the go and I'm connected to Wi-Fi, I can play, like, Assassin's Creed 4 on my Vita. Like, in the airport. It's awesome. But, I think if they really want to get people to go buy the Vita, like, this winter, they should talk about it a little bit at E3, like, talk about how every game's gonna be remote play, and then they should say, hey, and guess what? Like, we have this new model, it's lighter, it comes in a couple different colors and stuff. It comes with a game, or it comes with like 3 months of PlayStation Plus, so right off the bat, boom, you have instant game collection.
Yeah, that should.
And then they say, hey, and it's also only $200 now. I think the sales would freaking like go nuts.
Mm-hmm.
They would go nuts. And the only way Nintendo would be able to combat that with 3DS is like another price drop, and I don't think they're ready to do that at this point, even though they have sold way more than they've sold Vitas. People think like, oh, the Vita's doing horrible just because they look at it compared to the 3DS, but in reality, the Vita sold 5 million units worldwide. That's a lot. I mean, it's not like 30 million 3DS, but it's still a lot,
It's not doing as good as it could be, but it's doing all right. It's hanging in there. And
but the thing is, like, the people that get a Vita love it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like
word of mouth is what's keeping it alive, since Sony is
that and the high software attach rate.
The PS4, yeah, that too.
And I think the best thing that happened to the Vita was PlayStation Plus, because when it came out, I played it for a month and like 2 months, and then for like maybe 5 or 6 months, I didn't play it at all. And then PlayStation Plus came out, and now I play it like all the time. Because I have new games to play, and like little indie games come out and stuff like that. And those are a lot better on the go than certain things.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Vita new model, that'd be nice. And I'm scared that the new consoles are going to cost $499.
Oof.
Better $4.99 than $5.99.
Well, that's true, but that's not great, though.
It's not great. Again, that's why I'm in no hurry.
But I don't see Sony making that mistake again. I feel like they're gonna say $399.99.
Yeah.
If they want, they should take the loss now.
Oh yeah. They know how to get an install base, so
And they know after the whole Xbox One debacle that a lot of people are switching over. They're not going to get everybody, but a lot of people are going to switch over. A lot of my friends who exclusively play Xbox have said, like, fuck that, I'm going to get PlayStation 4. Like, I don't know. I feel like they have a shot here. And Cause Hirai was even like, we're going to focus on the gamers. Because Microsoft's not really focusing on them right now. I don't know.
Nope.
See at E3 though, they could win back some of those people if they do.
Yeah, again, they do have those 15 exclusives, half of which are new. So I don't know how many they're going to show.
4. It's 1 through 14, and then Halo 5.
Yeah, oh yeah, if any of those exclusives are Kinect titles, people are going to fucking scream.
Well, you have to think that at least a couple of them are Kinect titles.
Yeah.
They're pushing the Kinect so hard. You've got to think at least a couple.
If it's more than like a third of the batch, somebody's going to be like,
yeah, they're going to lose it. In terms of predictions, it's funny because this kind of goes right into what I was going to say. This is probably something that's against what most people would think, but for some odd reason, I have a good feeling about Microsoft at this at E3. I really think their press conference would be good. I think they're actually going to show off a bunch of really cool games. I think they're going to win a lot of people back.
Here's my thing.
I don't know why I think that. I just do think that. So it's just a feeling.
The only reason I'm excited about the Microsoft press conference at all is because I think they're going to show a lot of really cool third-party games, but I really have a lot of doubts about them showing off any exclusives, regardless of the fact that they said 15 exclusives in the first year.
Yeah, they said in the first year, not at launch. That's
and they didn't specify if those were Xbox Live Arcade titles, or if those were Kinect titles, or if those are full retail releases. They didn't say, so it's like it could be anything.
We kind of know what some of them are already. I mean, within the first year, Halo 5 is one.
Gears, probably.
There's probably going to be a Gears. There's
really,
probably
you think so?
going to. Yes.
They're still doing it without Cliffy.
Within the first year, there'll be another.
They just did that other one, whatever it was.
Because we're talking, the first year would be the end of 2014.
Yeah.
That's enough time. That could be
that. I know that,
yeah,
but I mean,
so that could be, and also Epic Games didn't do Gears of War Judgment. People Can Fly did Gears of War Judgment.
Oh, that's right.
With help from so they might Epic might be working on Gears 4.
Or something completely different.
Or something.
I would rather they did something different.
Because Cliffy left. I mean, they'll still be milking the Gears franchise a little longer, but Cliffy's doing his own thing now, or finding
He's still unemployed at this point. But I mean, that dude's like a millionaire, so.
Yeah. But we also know that there are a couple of because we know Black Tusk is working on a game that's supposed to be a AAA title that's supposed to be exclusive. We know Quantum Break is going to be an exclusive they're going to show off there. So that's a few titles right there that we do know that aren't, they aren't bullshit exclusives.
Now that I think about it, this
arcade titles or crappy Kinect titles, those are actual legit. They should be actual legit AAA releases.
Mm-hmm.
So
this
I think they're going to have a
crazy.
decent lineup.
There's so many, now that I think about it, there's so many like AAA shooters alone that are going to be competing with each other. Like you said, they got this Black Tusk game, which I kind of assume is a shooter. It might not be.
You would assume, but
if they say like we're trying to go up against Halo, you kind of say, well, we're trying to be a really awesome shooter. You know what I mean? And
it said to rival Halo, but you don't know what that means. It could be rival Halo just in sales or in popularity. It doesn't necessarily mean in the fact that it's a shooter.
That's true. But in the past, when people have said like they're trying to go up against Halo, they're trying to like beat Halo as a shooter.
Well, I should just put the clarifier that was on Wikipedia. So
but think about it. We got
it's Wikipedia, but that's
we got Destiny, which we're probably going to see. We've got possibly a new Halo, and then we've got Respawn's new game that they're going to announce. We got this Black Tusk game that's supposed to be in development.
Well, Destiny's not an exclusive though. Destiny's on everything.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying shooters.
I think he's just saying in general shooters.
I'm saying there's a lot of AAA shooters trying to get our attention, and then
but there's always a lot of AAA shooters trying to get our attention. So
that's true, and I think we're also kind of stretched out over the course of a couple of years here because I think like Battlefield's coming out this year.
Is it really?
I think Battlefield's coming out this year. Destiny is supposed to be this year, right?
Destiny's supposed to be pretty much confirmed for this year.
But like the other game, like the Respawn game, the Black Tusk game, if it's a shooter, some of those that they might not be this year. Halo won't be this year. Gears probably be this year.
I feel like
a lot of these games might be next year within the first year of the cycle, but they might be next year. So we have a lot of shooters, but they might be broken up into 2 years.
I feel like the Respawn shooter might be disappointing because it's probably just another military shooter. And then people are going to be like, it's too much like Call of Duty. Yeah, it's Call of Duty without the name. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Without the, so I don't know. That seems Weird.
Clearly, those guys know how to make a good game, though. So that's
Well, yeah. I mean,
I'm pretty sure they announced that at least it's got some sci-fi elements to it.
well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
we'll see.
Back when they originally teased it.
I still
they
want
were just
another
like
World War II
scriptures.
shooter.
I never thought I'd hear the day when someone would say that
I
again.
do, man. I love it. I love it.
want another.
I want
want
a World War
another
One shooter. World War One.
Dude, World War One was such a boring war.
Yeah. You just sit in a trench for 8 hours.
It's called Gears of War.
And no
and-
disrespect to the millions of people that died, but it was a boring war. It was trench
you
warfare.
sit
It wasn't
in a trench
exciting.
for 8 hours and then a mortar kills you. Game.
It was like you either got shot in the trench, blown up in the trench, or you got a disease.
Yeah, or you jumped out of the trench and ran toward the other trench and they killed you. That's basically it. And that was
World
what
War
was
One.
exciting.
Yeah,
Then you take a day off for Christmas and then you get back to dying.
15 feet of land. Just fought over back and forth. It's like
World War One was just awful. Just awful.
it was
In
some
every
shit.
sense of the word, it was awful.
Yeah, and then it led to all those fascist countries in World War II.
Whoops.
Whoops.
Well, I'm glad everyone that wanted a war because it was getting boring in Europe. I'm glad they got their war.
Jesus Christ. Well, at least World War II games are cool, you know? We have Company of Heroes, like, well, it's not a World War II shooter, but it's a World War II game.
We have Red Orchestra.
That's it.
You always go into the Brothers in Arms Furious 4 is supposed to be. I hate the idea
Dude,
of
that
it, but
game
it's supposed
looks
to be coming
so
out.
cool. I don't care.
I just hate it. I hate it because of the fact that the Brothers in Arms series has steadily declined from one of the coolest, most realistic World War II games that I've ever played. Because I was just talking about this with my brother. Brothers in Arms, the first one, was so accurate to the. It was so detailed that the weather was exactly the same as on the days that you played through, because you're playing through real events. They used aerial photography to put all of the actual make it look exactly like it did in these different places, so that you could actually, like, my brother went on Google Maps, looked up some of the places. I mean, obviously certain areas like or cities have become so big it's impossible to figure it out in the 60 years, 70 years in between.
If only.
But like he looked at like one of the smaller places, more like farmland, and he's like, I recognize the topography. I recognize, like, oh yeah, look, there's that tree, except it's big now and stuff. Like, it was that accurate, and it was all about accuracy, authenticity, and telling a good story. And then Earned in Blood was kind of like a DLC almost, and then they came with Hell's Highway, which was basically, it took that authenticity out, but it was still, like, you know, supposed to be serious World War II, but they took all of that, like, oh, well, this is exactly what it looked like. They took that out of the franchise, and now they're just turning it into a joke.
Well, didn't they say they renamed it?
I'm not sure.
Isn't it just called Furious 4 now? It's not
They might
a
have.
Brothers in Arms game. That game still looked freaking cool. I don't know what happened to it, though. It looked like Inglourious Bastards, the game.
It was Inglourious Bastards, the game. That's basically what it was.
I thought the Saboteur was Inglourious Bastards, the game.
I wanted to play that, but I heard it was like, eh.
It was pretty bleh.
It was Pandemic's last game.
Poor Pandemic.
Are we doing a moment of silence for them or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah, I'm pouring out one for my dead homies.
Pouring one out. Oh, man. Well, oh, man. I'm having a hard time, like, trying to think of, like, what.
Chris, did you have any,
Yeah, I have a prediction. Half-Life 3?
Oh,
Still not be announced.
fuck, I forgot about Half-Life 3.
Not at all. They're not even gonna acknowledge it.
Half-Life what?
Yeah,
Dude,
Gabriel
if you
did-
want to,
Wait, Half-Life what?
you know what would
Yeah.
be amazing? Like,
Not Portal 3 before
you know what
Half-Life.
would
Do it.
change the landscape of, like, gaming forever is if Gabe Newell came out on somebody's stage and said that Steam is integrated into one of these consoles. Do you know how
Yeah.
freaking crazy that would be?
Or better yet, they just usurp it. It'd be like, oh yeah, we here, Steambox specs for real this time. It's not the Xi 3, it's our own thing. Half-Life 3 exclusive. Everyone dies. Goodbye.
Everyone dies. You
They
get
do it on Microsoft's press conference.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, that was, you know what, I actually said that in a previous GamerCast, I don't remember what episode, I said the only way they're gonna get me to buy an Xbox One is if they freaking blow my mind, or it's the Steam box.
Yeah, I doubt that.
And I have grave doubts that it's the Steam box, although Steam has, like, Valve has worked with Sony in the past with Portal 2, and they even said once that they would think about bringing other Valve games to the PlayStation, like, with Steam integration if Portal 2 did well. The problem is, like, they had the whole Sony hacking scandal, like, the day after the game came out. Never heard anything about it. So I would love it if, like, they had some kind of Steam integration into, at least with, like, their games. Like, if they re-released, like, Half-Life 2 and TF2, like, if they had TF2 free to play on PS4 and, like, all this other stuff, and they played with the PC versions and they're Steam integrated, so, like, PS4 players can play with TF2 PC players and stuff, that'd be awesome. I would love to see something like that. Would they do it? I mean, God knows. Probably not, but it'd be really cool. Nothing?
I don't, the Steam thing, so that's not me, so.
I concur.
Steam thing's me, but I don't see it happening on these consoles.
Probably not.
This episode's been long enough.
Yeah, it's true. When we're
this
having
has
a
been a very, very long episode. If you've stuck with us, congratulations, you win nothing.
Maybe we'll find. I also predict we'll find out who bought Atari this time around.
Somebody bought Atari?
Atari America went bankrupt again.
So they're selling off their asset, pretty much.
Surprise.
Yeah. I think the European HQ is still maintaining the brand, but yeah. Good job.
They tried to sell all their IPs or all their assets as a whole, and no one wanted to buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Although
what do they
still
have?
They don't still have Ghostbusters, do they?
Although, didn't they
I'm
publish...
sure Sony still owns the rights.
Didn't they publish The Witcher?
No.
Sorry?
They published the first one,
The first one, not the second one.
Oh.
I think Warner Brothers did the second one, or they published the second one.
Okay, I'm pretty sure it's Warner Brothers. But, dude, somebody should have picked up the rights to Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee. Give me a third.
Godzilla game. Yeah.
Was the first
game? Was that the GameCube one?
Yeah, but
That
there
game
was
was bad.
there was an Xbox one too, Godzilla Unleashed, and then it disappeared.
Well, there's a new Godzilla movie coming out. Maybe they'll do it then.
Yeah. But Godzilla Unleashed was badass. I was pissed it wasn't backwards compatible because they had Ebirah. The giant like lobster shrimp thing. No, yeah, it's a shrimp. The giant shrimp from Godzilla 1984. Best monster. It's the first one they fight in the Godzilla one with like the Super Saiyan kids and all the monsters ever.
Excuse me?
Not 2000. It was the most recent one before the one they're working on. It was like 04. I can't remember the name of it.
I don't know, dude.
It was really good. They brought every Godzilla monster ever into it, like almost all of them. I don't know if they touched on Biollante or some of the other weird ones, but they're like they even brought the US Godzilla into it. It's like a 3-second fight. Godzilla just thrashes him. Throws him
I
off
remember
like
the US Godzilla. It had Matthew Broderick in it.
Yeah, they just call him Zilla over there.
Yeah,
that's a lot of.
They don't like him either.
Yeah, and then in the very beginning, like that Japanese ship gets sunk, and they're like, "What happened?" And the guy's like, "Godzilla, Godzilla." You remember that? It's like Godzilla. It's like all frightened. And then they buy birth control. Like Matthew Broderick goes and buys like 50,000 boxes of pregnancy tests. They're like, "We gotta find out if Godzilla's pregnant." That movie was stupid. Anyway. I guess that's the end of this episode. This one's been so long. I don't even know how long it's been.
It's been over 2 hours. It's been like 2.5 hours almost.
Just letting you guys know, I'm calling this episode Glow Sticks, Mayans, and Ellen Page.
Should put a slash in there. Like
I like that.
E3 predictions.
With some E3 thrown in there.
Yeah. But it's good. It's good. Okay, so this has been the VGU.TV GamerCast. There's not going to be an episode next week. There's going to be like 5. So
yeah.
Next week
we're going to do all the E3 press conferences.
Yeah. So during we should probably do one for the Nintendo Direct.
We probably should.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that.
Gotta watch Nintendo.
So we're going to have a special podcast for every single press conference. Like right after they end, we're going to call each other and just talk about it immediately. Put those up. We'll probably have one for the Nintendo Direct, and then we'll have one for EA and Activision and Ubisoft all combined. And that's about it. So look for those next week.
Awesome.
They'll be on VGU.TV, and they'll be on iTunes.
Yeah, and look for more like E3 content this week too.
Oh yeah,
So we're going to put out
I have
a
a
ton
lot of
more
cool
E3
like
content.
prediction pieces, like games we want to see, or we should come up with like top 5 craziest E3 predictions that we have. Like just
just to be
like
to be
the
stupid.
PS4 is the Steam box or something. Like the stuff, or craziest E3 predictions that'll never come true. You know?
Isn't that this podcast?
Yeah, pretty much.
And then some.
We could put it in writing so they don't have to sift through 2 hours of
There'll
audio.
be a new, cheaper and skinnier Vita this year, and it will be $50 cheaper. I think I'm asking for a lot when I say that. All right, this is it. Bye, everyone.
This is it.
This is it.
Godzilla Final Wars. That was it. Watch that movie. Best ever.